What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Appreciate you guys checking in. It's on a Wednesday, man. It's a Wednesday. I hope wherever you guys are, you're staying cool as all hell because it's 110 degrees here in the Vegas goddamn area. God damn it. But appreciate everybody popping in. I know it's the off season. All y'all that come through during this time, man, you guys are you guys are real ones. Sticking with us. We definitely appreciate it. Definitely do us a favor. Hit that like button, double tap the screen, hit that sub button if you want to get included in the chat. Appreciate y'all. You're in the Raider War Room. I'm 805 Raider. You got the Severe Raider over here. And I promise you, at some point, we're going to see Chris Protect the Show podcast. He's taking his little break. Shout out to him.
He's on a sabbatical right now.
he's doing his thing. Shout out to him. When we're all done, man, definitely go over and say what's up to our guy, Chris, on Protect the Show podcast. Always doing fire content interviews, man. Definitely go check out his interviews for sure. Yeah. So I appreciate everybody popping up in here. I'll say what's up to the chat here in just a second, but I gotta say what's up to my guy Severe, man. I'm just gonna check in with you. How's the weather over there?
Oh man, it could be better. It's sure, 75 degrees right now. 75 degrees right now. So not the best. You take what you can get. I bet
your track practice is feeling pretty good in 75-degree weather. It ain't.
Oh man, feeling amazing. I am, man. I ain't doing no running.
Man, but hey, shout out to chat. Hey, chat, let us know if you guys are gonna come for the home opener. Obviously, I'm out in the area. Severe's gonna try to make it into the home opener, and it sounds like our boy Chris might be making it in for the home opener as well. So shout out to him, man. It's gonna be you're gonna have the trio all up in here, and I'm sure we're going to try to put some things together maybe the day before or what have you. I know there's a ton of events going on that weekend of the home opener. Cheeto, I see you up in here, man. I know you're going to be here for the home opener, so definitely hit us up on social media, hit us up on IG, shoot us a message. Let us know if you're going to be here for week one, because definitely would love to chop it up, put some names to faces, and have a good time. We usually do this in the end, but just so everybody knows, when we get this thing kicked off, Severe, let everybody know what are the shows you got going on besides this one. We usually do it at the end. It's probably good to say it in the beginning too sometimes.
Yeah, man, I got obviously Wednesdays in the Raider War Room, and we'll be bringing back Sundays here pretty soon. So with my brothers, 805 Raider, guest appearances with Chris Protect the Shield, and then Tuesdays I've been rocking out the 50-50 show with PharoahNFL, and then we're supposed to be we've been on a little hiatus on Thursdays just because there's not a lot going on right now, but we'll be bringing Thursdays back pretty soon as well. So I'll be doubling up. 4 shows a week coming back right around training camp.
Good deal, man. Hey, so there's some things we got to talk about. Obviously, we've beaten a lot of subjects to the ground, whether it's the draft picks, whether it's the free agency moves. We actually broke down the schedule, just kind of what we feel the outcome might be, whether it becomes, we kind of give our wins loss predictions a little bit. Not a lot of people like that, but even though there's not a whole lot to talk about, there are some things that kind of pop up and surprise us a little bit. So I don't know if you guys have heard, you had LaDainian Tomlinson kind of talk a little bit about Ashton Jeanty, kind of compare his rookie career to LaDainian's. It was more kind of based around fantasy football, but he also had some high praise. So we'll talk about that. We also had Raheem Mostert, the guy that was in our locker room last year, kind of give his take on what he thinks Ashton Jeanty can be. We'll chop it up about that. But we also have ESPN. ESPN every single year kind of comes out with their coaches and executive kind of rankings. And so far, I believe they've ranked the edge rushers, top 10, honorable mentions. They've ranked the running backs, and they've also ranked the cornerback room, or the cornerback position. So we're going to bring those up and kind of give you our take on it. Obviously, get your guys' as well, but we also will have 2 games. We'll start them, bench them, cut them. We'll also have another game to kind of break things up and have a little bit of fun. So definitely appreciate everybody popping up in here. And at the end, we'll definitely, if you guys have something you want to talk about, any questions that you got, we're going to hit up the chat a little bit and let you guys throw some stuff at us. So but before we get this thing popping, Severe, we've been starring a couple. If you want to take the honors and say what's up to the chat, go for it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got Gabe Davis, Raider Dog. Salute to you. Says, what's up, Raider Nation? What's up to you right back, brother? We got our guy Jack, always in the building, man. Jack is a consistent supporter, man. Salute to you, Jack. He says, "What's up, Raider Nation?" as well. Obviously, my brother from another Cheeto. You know, he's in SoCal too, but he ain't in the good part of SoCal weather-wise. It's hotter than the devil's toenails out there, I'm sure. So, but you know, hey, salute to you.
That's the Inland Empire, isn't he?
Yeah, basically, he's like Pomona. So yeah, basically.
Yeah, okay, it gets hot out there. Okay.
Yeah, we got Bart Montez, the Raiders Bart and Mama Bart are in the house ready to chop it up. Well, salute to you, Bart, and salute to you, Mama Bart. Appreciate you tapping in as well. And obviously, Isaiah, man, another consistent supporter, man. Salute to you. And my dog, brother Yaya Hatamaki, man. Salute, War Room. Salute right back at you, brother. Another guy always in the building, man.
100%. And hey, sooner or later, Chris will come back. We promise. He's just doing his thing.
I got some chitlins ready, man, when he comes back.
But real quick, always got to put a reminder out there, you guys. If you guys do want Raider merchandise, stuff like that, Cheeto drops and some fire stuff constantly. Cheeto, put your IG in the chat so everybody can kind of see what it is. We'll bring it up real quick. But if you guys want to get some Raider merchandise, definitely go hit up Cheeto Linus, man. Shout out to him. Also, if you want to get included, I'm going to start throwing it more on kind of Instagram and the social media channels, but doing a $10 raffle. If you want to get included, we're basically going to raffle off 3 jerseys. It's a $10 entry, unlimited entries. If you want to get included in that, on August 20th, I believe, our Houston game preseason, we will basically pull the winners of that raffle. And so if you want to get included, hit me on Venmo at Real Talk Raider Nation. Submit what the $10 or however many entries you want to get included. And again, during that Houston game, I'm going to go live with a couple of the people, and we'll announce those winners. So definitely hit that up if you want to get included. Again, it'll be a jersey between Brock Bowers, Mendoza, or Jeanty. Shout out to Cheeto Linus. He's going to be the one providing the jerseys for that raffle. And all 100% of the proceeds will not go to me. It will go to a very, very good cause. I promise you it will be a good cause, and we'll announce it that day. So, again, at Real Talk Raider Nation on Venmo, $10 if you want to get included. And you can pick your jersey between Bowers, Jeanty, Mendoza. So, and I'll start throwing it more on IG. So let's do this. With that, yeah, man, hey, Cheeto, it's 100 out there. Hey, anytime you see triple digits, you just don't go outside. This is what you do. You stay inside.
At all.
So, all right. Oh, shit. Bart says, hey, Palm Springs is 109. That's nasty work. That's nasty. And it's 109 in Palm Springs because you're closer to the ocean. You probably got much higher humidity than I do, and because I'm in the desert, so humidity is nothing out here.
Yeah, it gets hot in Palm Springs. I'm sure you've been to Palm Springs before.
Oh yeah,
it gets hot, man. As a matter of fact, I stayed in a resort in Agua Caliente not that long ago. It's basically hot water. Basically, it's hot water. So it was hot. It was during the summer too, so it was hot.
I know. I think every year during the summer, during the off season, I tell this story. I'm sure you guys have heard me tell it before, but man, I mean, it was different when they started putting the field turf with the rubber pellets. You know, all the fields kind of have it nowadays. When they did that, man, it changed your warm ups in pregame. Like you just didn't sit down because you burn your ass on the ground. Like I remember, I used to always spat up, and I played my first game on that field turf was at Citrus College. And I would spat up, have my cleats taped, and, you know, look good, feel good, play good, the whole nine. Next thing I know, I see the spat on my cleat start to just separate at the bottom. I'm like, what the hell? I went to go look down. Tape completely melted. Oh, it was supposed to be like 107 that day. That was brutal.
It's crazy.
So, good times, man. But I appreciate everybody popping up in here. Do us a big favor again. Double tap that screen. We're going to talk a little bit about Daniel Thomason, what he had to say about our boy Jeanty, and then we're going to play a couple games and have a little fun, and we're chopping up with you guys in the end with some questions. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. We're going to go. Let me do this. I want to make sure you guys
are you ready to take Ashton Jeanty?
We go ahead and do this. Bang. Let me share the screen so we can see it again. This is basically, it's a fantasy football show, but basically the host of the show asked LaDainian Tomlinson just, what is your thoughts on Ashton Jeanty? Whether or not he's going to be targeting Ashton Jeanty in their fantasy football league. And not only did LaDainian Tomlinson, he said that, hey, I'm going to target Ashton Jeanty, but he went on to say a little bit more about just what he thinks of Ashton Jeanty and what he thinks his second season might look like as a Raider. And so let me go ahead and play it. Again, do me a favor, Severe, just let me know if you could hear this.
Are you ready to take Ashton Jeanty?
Good. Okay. Chat, let me know. Give me that thumbs up. I'm going to kind of go and play this through, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Are you ready to take Ashton Jeanty as high as like the top 12 overall?
Absolutely, I am.
Oh.
I'm telling you, man, I am huge on Ashton Jeanty, guys. I think the guy shows some qualities on a bad team that you see from top running backs. And John, I'm just going to tell you, his first year reminded me of mine.
Oh.
You know, it was tough sledding, man. I think I averaged 3.7, 3.8 yards to carry my rookie year.
You did score twice on your first game, though.
That's true. I'm absolutely targeting Ashton Jeanty. I'm planning on coming out of this draft with Ashton. Let me just say that.
Okay. All right. So before we kind of get, I'm going to the big screen. So we just listened to LaDainian Tomlinson, Hall of Famer, one of the best to do at the position. Basically, give really high praise to Ashton Jeanty. Okay. Before we kind of get into the details of what LaDainian Tomlinson said and just kind of the praise that he gave him, my biggest question: I play a lot of fantasy football. All right, I've been in the same league with basically the same 10 guys back when I played football since diapers. Right, and we play fantasy football together. A lot of bragging rights go on. And so my first question is, chat, I'm going to throw it to you as well. Are you going to be targeting Ashton Jeanty high in fantasy football? We'll get into the details on what LT said. But chat, let me know. Is Ashton Jeanty going to be a good fantasy football running back in your eyes? Severe, what's your thought? If you're playing fantasy football, would you go after Jeanty? And I would suspect, and this is just me, depending on if you're a 10-man, 12-man league, I would suspect Jeanty is maybe in the second round, roughly. But what's your thoughts on Ashton Jeanty as a fantasy football running back?
And I would encourage everybody in my league to go ahead and take Ashton Jeanty. Go ahead and take Ashton Jeanty, a pick ahead of me. If you want to, take him. Go ahead and take him. You know what? Listen to LT. LT will not steer you wrong. Listen to LT. He said he's going to take him top 12. I'm encouraging everybody. If you're in the league with me, take Ashton Jeanty in the first round. Please take Ashton Jeanty in the first round.
Take Ashton Jeanty in the first round. All right, let's go. What's up, TK in the building? Ray Flores, man, what's going on? Rocky in the building, just here so you don't get fined. I feel you. I'm going to say I 100% agree with you because I hope to God somebody takes Jeanty in the first round. You know what's crazy is someone took Jeanty in my league with my buddies last year. First round. Took him. He was I think the third running back off the board. It's a 10-man league, and I said, thank God someone took him because that's just another stud that I'm going to get on my team. My biggest thing with Jeanty as it relates to just fantasy football is, number one, if you don't get a running back early, like a Bijan Robinson, those type of guys, just a workhorse, a Christian McCaffrey, someone that's going to be a 90%, 90% taking 90% of the carries, I ain't mess with you because at the end of the day, there's too many really good players that give you high volume production. Whether it's if you don't have one of the top tight ends, you're basically waiting for like the 6th round to get a tight end. If you don't get a Brock Bowers, if you don't get a Trey McBride, those type of guys, then you might as well just wait. But I'm getting the Jamar Chases. I'm getting the Puka Nakuas. I'm getting the Amon St. Browns. I'm getting those guys first before I even take a look at Jeanty. So yeah, if you want to get Jeanty in the first round, even second, by all means.
By all means.
Because also, and I'm gonna throw this question to you, there is you also have to take a look at just the production that Jeanty might have, given the fact that we got a guy like Mike Washington Jr. How much is Mike Washington going to kind of steal from Jeanty a little bit? And so do you think that's going to basically hinder his fantasy football production?
There's a potential. I mean, you see last year, Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, it was like a 60-40, maybe 65-35 split, if I recall correctly. It might be closer to maybe a little bit closer than that, but I say like 60-40 split. So we already know the Kubiak, he already said he wants a guy to compliment him. And then when there was some backlash about it, he kind of walked those statements back a little bit and said, he wants Jeanty to be the lead guy and all this other stuff. But I think if he had his preference, he would have a two-back system, keep both those guys as fresh as possible throughout the season. So there's a very good chance that, Mike Washington takes on a much heavier workload than any other secondary back we had on the roster last year. So that could potentially hurt him. But, we'll probably run the ball more as a team. But Jeanty will probably take less carries too, because he was 7th in the league last year. I don't anticipate him being top 10 in carries this year. So it's going to be a mixed bag, but Mike Washington is definitely going to take a little bit from Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah, what a Rebel I see in the building. What's happening, man? You're saying too bad they don't give points for yards after contact in fantasy football.
They do not.
You can customize your own categories in some of these. You never know. And Rebel, maybe you can bring that to it. Rocky, fantasy football is a great way to weed out the fraud players on each team. Look, this has nothing to do, I'll be honest, with what Mike Washington might see production-wise. I don't think it has anything to do with whether Jeanty is a feature back, a good back, whatever your thought of Ashton Jeanty is. I think this is just going to be Clint Kubiak's scheme. This is how he wants to handle his backfield. Yeah. And if you want to prolong a young running back's career in this day and age, you got to split backs. You got to split carries. It's got to be a 60-40 type of backfield. And it's just, yes, Jeanty was drafted number 6 overall, and it sucks that he's not going to be, or potentially not going to be, that featured back if Clint Kubiak runs it like he did in Seattle. But the reality is if that's what Clint Kubiak is going to continue based on what we saw in Seattle, yeah, it's probably going to be a 60-40 split. And we'll just kind of see the type of production Jeanty is going to have in year 2. But again, I don't think that's because that's not going to be based off of what Clint Kubiak thinks Jeanty can do. It's just what Clint Kubiak wants to do in the backfield. And this even goes back to, his dad's days back in the day. When he was, head coach and running his teams, they kind of had split backfields back in the day as well. So I think it's more just of a scheme of mindset. So, John in the building, what's going on, man? Jeanty will be rushing for 1.2, 1,200 yards this year. We'll see. Just remember, 1,200 yards.
You better.
Games. I mean, what is that? I don't know what that equates to. Like,
probably like
75 yards a game, maybe.
75. Now, 75. That would be like around 1,000. I want to say. Oh, wait, 17 games a little bit different. Yeah, okay, but like 80 something, like 81 maybe, or 79, somewhere between 79 and 81. I feel like.
Yeah, we'll see. What up, Daniel? What's going on, man? And I will say something about the yards after contact. All right, look, Ashton Jeanty, he's a beast, and he's hard to take down. We know that, right? We showed it on the game film. He is a very difficult running back to take down. But I know a lot of people talk about yards after contact. I know a lot of people talk about, him getting hit in the backfield. A lot of that is under his own doing, unfortunately. A lot of it is because he runs into contact. He looks for contact. He does, where a lot of the better running back, the Bijan Robinsons.
It's 71 yards a game, basically 70 and a half yards a game.
70 and a half. Okay. So, I mean, if that's a good average for number 6 overall, you could be the judge. But, a lot of times with Jeanty, he's got open space, and a lot of the good running backs, again, the Devon A. Chains, those type of guys, they run to open space. as a running back, you want to take the path of least resistance, and Jeanty unfortunately runs into a lot of traffic. He almost looks for contact. And with that being said, he will most likely have more yards after contact based on some of these other running backs because he looks for contact. For these other running backs, they're going to run to open space. And so, it's hard to really take a look at that statistic and go, man, like that's a really good statistic. When you look at his running style and he runs into defenders, unfortunately. So how about we not run into defenders and go gain more yards? That's just me.
Agreed.
So we're going to get into what LT said a little bit for sure. Cheetah, you're saying only Raider fans glorify yards after contact to justify a pick. Same way they do pressures instead of sacks. We got TK throwing one out there, Severe, if you want to address this one.
Severe, I know you don't like how high we drafted Jeanty. I know this and respect and mirror the sentiment, but what does Lil Bro got to do for you to stall him out? What kind of season would do it? So I don't have a problem with Jeanty personally. I have a problem with people making excuses for Jeanty consistently. So instead of just saying, you know what, we shouldn't have picked him high. He didn't have a good season. He left a lot of meat on the bone in terms of yards on the field. Like, he needs to get better. And not just, oh, well, hey, look at what do you expect him to do? Well, I expect him to produce because he was drafted 6th overall. That's what I expect. So it's not anything about against Jeanty personally. It's just, I have to counter the narrative that people are putting out there that he's just some victim in all of this. It's hard to be the victim when you're drafted to be the solution, right? You can't be part of the problem when you are literally drafted to be the solution. When the team the year before drafting you 6th overall as a team ran for the same yards per carry, and on the season ran for more total yards. So the tandem of the collection of running backs, who people say is potentially the worst in the history of the NFL, they as a collection ran for the same yards per carry and ran for more total yards as a team than the team that had the number 6 overall running back picked on that team. So he needs to produce at an elite level. And it's going to be hard to justify now because now we had Clint Kubiak, as our head coach, who everybody says his system is basically going to produce rushing yards out of, like basic average running backs. And then we went out and we paid, Tyler Linderbaum like $8 million more per year on average than the next highest paid center in the league. So we have to make these two massive investments in large part to try to maximize a guy we drafted at 6th overall. Like, think about that. And running back is supposed to be the most duplicatable position from college to the NFL. A lot of times those guys make an instant impact because it's a lot of the same stuff, right? Obviously, the speed of the game is faster, but like that's supposed to be transferable. So we got a guy in Jeanty who's supposed to be generational. Everybody said he's the next Barry Sanders. He's Adrian Peterson. He's this and he's that. And now we have to do things to make him better when we drafted him to make our team better.
And I'll kind of continue off that because Rob, you're saying can Jeanty have better stats with less attempts under Kubiak? He can improve the yards per carry. That can help him. You're saying what does he need to produce this season to live up to the 6th overall pick? It's all about creating your own success, right? And we broke down game film, and I already told Severe before we jumped on. I kind of put together a little something. If I got to break it out, God damn it, because we showed a lot when we broke down game film during the season last year. But it's about creating his own success, right? Especially in open space. Jeanty's not very good in open space at all. We showcased it all season long where he had opportunities to basically create more. And what he ended up doing, he cut back into the defense where there was a clear opportunity for him to cut to the sideline, and now he's one-on-one with a corner. Because I just stated, he is difficult to tackle. I'd much rather see you one-on-one with a corner off the edge, and then you potentially break that tackle, and now you rip off another 30, 40 yards. But instead, what does he do? He breaks back into the defense where there's 2 or 3 defenders. And that's just, in my opinion, that's just his inability to process the speed. Now, he's a rookie. He can improve. He can adjust to the speed. And so I'm not saying this is stating that Jeanty is a bust or trash. No, it's just saying that these are the things that he showed on film, and he just needs to improve on it. Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. Rookies, they come in, they need to learn, but we showcased it, and now these are the things that we pointed out, so he just needs to improve on it. That's it. And so, but I want to see him create his own success. And unfortunately, last year, he just didn't do enough of it. He relied on really good blocking. It's not coincidence that the best blocking that he saw was against the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans. That was the best blocking we saw all season long, and it ended up being the best production that we saw out of Jeanty, which is unfortunate because when we now have the opportunity, if the O-line does improve a lot with a better offensive line coach, with Linderbaum now added to the O-line at center, and if we get some production out of the younger guys, right, DJ Glades can get back to the end of the 2024 season. If we start to see better offensive line production, that ultimately Jeanty can find more success. But then you could have maybe got a third rounder and find the same success.
Exactly.
That's the tough part.
Exactly.
But if Jeanty can showcase his ability to create his own success when the blocking isn't there, and he can kind of influence defenders, kind of get them down in the box, and then bang, he busts it back outside, right? He bends it back outside, or an open space. He's able to kind of find his success. Then you can kind of see a little bit more justification for number 6 overall.
Yeah. I mean,
right now,
it's going to be hard for him to justify number 6 because I don't think Jeanty sucks or is trash or anything like that. I think he's like a good NFL running back. Like, okay, he's a good player, but I don't draft just good NFL running backs. Oh, he's a good player. I don't draft that at 6. In potentially the deepest running back class of all time. We got guys like Kyle Monangai who were drafted later who are producing, right? Like drafted in the 6th, 7th round. Like you got guys like that Woody Marks, he did pretty good job when he got his opportunities in with the Texans. We all know about CTE up in New York. Like when he got opportunities, he played well. Quinshawn was kind of a little bit of a mixed bag, but he wasn't drafted in the 1st round. He had some moments as well. So I'm saying, like, if I draft you at number 6, I expect you have to create your own opportunities. It can't be a situation where we have to create for you and then you can take advantage of them. Like that's every player can, in the NFL. I expect if I create an opportunity for you, I expect you to do some good things. Part of the reason why we think this team might be better on offense than it was last year is because we're expecting Clint Kubiak to scheme some guys open. But if I draft a running back at 6, it shouldn't be dependent upon the people around you to do an impeccable job or do a really good job. They should be able to be average offensive linemen. You should be able to produce. But unless Jeanty was damn near untouched, he couldn't do much. So it's going to be hard to justify that pick. And I want him to do well because I don't want another 1st round bust on my team. Like I told people about Tyree until I was blue in the face, and every year it's because of this, or they're playing Tyree out of position. I need to move him to the interior, or it's his foot. And until finally we have to trade him for nothing. And I don't want that to be the same case with Jeanty, because when we keep having to get rid of these high level picks that we draft in the 1st round, that's why this team has so much issues with depth, because we're not drafting well. And so we're having to draft players to replace the players that were already drafted that were bust. Like that cycle needs to stop. So, obviously Brock Bowers, that was a start to it. And hopefully, Jeanty and Fernando follow in that same vein. But as of right now, he got a lot to prove to me.
He does. And Jax, what's going on, man? You're saying, man, I ain't worried about Jeanty whatsoever. He's going to eat. And it's fine. Like, again, if the O-line improves, there's a good chance that Jeanty is going to improve. And no one's going to argue that. But then, like I just stated, if we have a good enough O-line to get a running back to the 2nd level untouched 6, maybe 7 times a game, then you could have went and got a Quinshawn Judkins in the 2nd round and got a big piece to contribute in the 1st round, right? It's how you manage the draft a little bit. So, I mean, we'll see how it works. We'll see just how much Jeanty can improve. And again, and Sabir, shout out to you, because you said this really early on when we started doing lives, and it makes all the sense in the world, is the offensive line determines the ceiling of a running back's potential. The running back determines the floor, right? And so if our offensive line is a top 5 offensive line, I guarantee you Jeanty is going to probably rush for 1,500 yards. It's just because the offensive line does an extremely good job. Now, what Jeanty does outside of that can now showcase his ability to be worth that number 6 overall. So, and Rob, you said most of his yards are created by him, were they not? No, a lot of it, when you see some of his better runs, it's because it's really good blocking as well. Just because we had the worst offensive line doesn't mean that they did not create opportunity for him. You know, there were plenty of opportunities for him. There was plenty of situations to where the offensive line actually created the hole and created the cutback. Jeanty just didn't see it. And so it just because they were the worst O-line doesn't mean that there weren't also opportunities for him. There were plenty of times where a lot of his runs were also created by the offensive line. So, but again, let's just hope that offensive line improves and Jeanty has more opportunity to kind of showcase what he can do.
So this is the stat. That's the stat that kills me. So the stats say 80% of his yards are after contact. Is that not considered producing? I think even his own yards. He had 119 yards before contact. So let me ask you this, Rebel. So let's take it away from running backs, right? If I'm a quarterback and I sit in the pocket and I just sit in the pocket and I hold on the ball way too long, and you look at my pressure stats, it's like, man, he's pressured on 80% of his plays. Like, man, his offensive line must suck. Is it my offensive line that's bad, or is it just me hanging onto the ball way too long and creating pressures where there should be no pressures? And then you also have to look at how are these yards after contact stats calculated. If a guy touches you, does that count as contact? Like, each of these models, they calculate things differently. So what goes into these stats? What goes into these advanced statistics? And like I said, a lot of the times he's creating his own contact.
Are you ready to take Ashton Jeanty as high?
My bad. I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna bring up some game film. I'm not doing it. Don't make me do it, chat, because we're also gonna talk about honestly what LT said. But we got Linda. What's going on? Appreciate you. We do have a fullback, so we'll see how that works out.
I like it.
What up, Rolf? What's going on, big dog? What's happening, man? Appreciate you rocking with us. Make sure you guys definitely go over to Rob's channel, man. Show some love, show some support over there, man. Appreciate you. Also, Rebels channel, man. Shout out to you. We definitely go back and forth, but hey, definitely go check out Rebels channel as well.
Yeah, got some good stuff over there, Rebels channel.
Let's see. Okay, what up, Dre? I see you in here. What's going on, man? Appreciate you popping up in here. But LT did go on and say he basically compared his rookie year to Jeanty's, right? Basically saying it's pretty similar. I think that both of them ended their rookie years around the same yards per carry. I do think that LT, I believe he had around 1,300 yards on the ground. I think their reception yards were roughly about the same. And so
he had more in less games too, by the way, in 16 games, but back then.
Yeah. So look, statistically, I think they were roughly the same. Again, LT had just more rushing yards. Right? Yeah, I think he had more attempts.
He had more rushing yards and more rushing touchdowns, but he had no receiving touchdowns. So Jeanty had 5 rushing touchdowns, 5 receiving touchdowns. Jeanty had 10. LT had 10 rushing touchdowns, no receiving. Jeanty had 5 and 5.
So, look, at the end of the day, I remember the team that LT was on when he was a rookie wasn't the greatest team either.
I got some numbers for that too. I have some numbers for that.
You have some numbers?
Okay. So
bring up the numbers real quick. We got Red around. What's going on, man?
I mean, I got the stat. I got the stats off the top of my head because the team. So, like you said, the main difference between LT and Jeanty is that LT got way more carries, but he also put up way more yards. Jeanty averaged 3.7 yards per carry. LT averaged 3.6 yards per carry. But the year before, as a team, so I want to say it's the 2000 Chargers team. As a team, As a team, I stress this, in a 16-game NFL football season, as a team, they ran for 1,062 yards. As a team, they averaged 3.0 yards per carry. As a team, ran for 1,062 yards as a team. That includes everybody. That includes your quarterback, your runner, everybody. So the fact that LT went to that situation and then put up more than half a yard more per carry and put up more than 300 yards total by himself, that says something. As I said before, Jeanty came here, and as a team, we ran for less yards, and we averaged the same yards per carry.
I mean, the funny part when we drafted Ashton Jeanty, the biggest comment that I heard consistently was Ashton Jeanty he is now going to fix our running game. It's fixed. And we continue to have to tell everybody that good luck fixing it, given the fact that Alex Kappa was our second prioritized free agent that year to address the offensive line. And we knew that wasn't going to work with Brendan Carroll at that. Again, back in May of last year, that was my biggest concern going into this season. I said it live on film on here that Brendan Carroll was my biggest concern. So, and that was tough. Coach, what did I skip? What do you want me to address, Coach? God damn it.
I think he said he trusts LT's assessment over mine. Mind you, I think LT said Cedric Benson was going to be a star. I think he said Deuce Vaughn was going to be a star. I'm trying to think. There's some other players that he said were going to be some great running backs. But that's what older veterans, when they're asked about young players coming into the league, they usually say nice things about them. If they're secure in their legacy, they'll say good things about the next generation because they want those guys to produce and to put a good product on the field and to keep advancing the sport of football because they love the sport of football. They're not going to be like, oh, he's a bum or he's trash. They're going to say good things about him. That's what you should do as a veteran, as an ambassador to the game. So I would expect nothing less.
And look, LT went on and had high praise. And, you see a lot of former Hall of Famers. You see a lot of players come out and talk about rookies. They say good things. They say good things about younger players. And it's one thing that, and I'll give one example. Last year, we had to kind of tailor a little bit of the expectation because if you guys remember, a lot of people were talking some high praise of Thomas Booker in the preseason last year. We had to go and break down the game film and keep telling you guys, the game film is telling me Thomas Booker is not very good. He's a rotational piece at best, but had a lot of concerns. But everybody kept referring back to Lane Johnson, the offensive tackle over at the Eagles, the Pro Bowler, saying he's got all the makings of a Pro Bowler. So everybody thought Thomas Booker was going to be this just bona fide starter, this stud in the upcoming season. But you go back and we broke down the game film. There was a lot of concerns with Thomas Booker's game play on the field. And even the commentators, even a Kurt Morrison, the guy that I respect, former Raider linebacker, had nothing but high praise of Thomas Booker because he chased somebody down to the sideline and he chased a guy down 15 yards and caused a fumble. Didn't see any of that during the season. We saw a lot of mistakes by Thomas Booker during the season. So you have to base it off the game film. I promise you, LaDainian Tomlinson isn't going and breaking down LT's game film. They just have high praise for some of these guys because, yes, the situation was not very good, and they're basing it off of what they saw and the accolades that they had in college. So LT coming out and saying, good things about Ashton Jeanty. Okay, that's good. But I promise you he's not going back and watching the game film. He's just kind of basing it off of the situation, and everybody knows that it wasn't the best. So that's kind of how I take that. So, Samir, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like I said, I think he saw flat because he didn't watch the Raiders play consistently. I'm sure he saw like when Ashton Jeanty went crazy against Chicago because it was all over the place. So it was big news. I'm sure he saw that. I'm sure he saw when Ashton Jeanty had a really good game against the Texans. I'm sure he saw that because when a rookie that's drafted highly produces well, then they put that in your face, you know. But when he's not, he didn't watch the game where he's averaging 1.7 yards a carry, right? They're not showing him those games, or he's not watching those games preemptively. So unless somebody put that game film in his face, he's not watching it. He's only seeing the stuff that's being fed to him because he has another full-time job, and I think he works. He works for the NFL. I don't think he works for the NFL. He works for another like network, and he has another job. I think he works for TCU too. I want to say, but so he has another job doing football. So he has a full-time job doing something else. He's not spending his time sitting down watching Ashton Jeanty against the Browns or nothing like that. Like, you don't got time for that. So I just think he's going off the highlights and, you know, what the narrative is around the league around, oh, well, if this guy just does this or if he just does that, you know, he'll be a star. But that remains to be seen.
It does, 100%. And so we'll see. Again, a lot of former players, they'll give high praise to young athletes. And if you just go see some of Ashton Jeanty's better runs, like the Houston Texans game and the Chicago game, then yeah, you might sit there and go, hey, he looks explosive. But then again, that's a guy that promise you he did not go and break down game film and just kind of understand really what is going on with the offense and why the lack of production may not be there. But we also have a guy in Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert came out and he made some comments, and sometimes this can carry a little more weight because this is a guy that's in the same locker room, in the same running back room. And so he got to see this guy up close and personal. And so I think Raheem Mostert's words can carry a little more weight. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at what Raheem Mostert has to say. Let me bring this up. I'm going to go ahead and play it so everybody can hear.
What is it about him that separates him, that makes him different?
With him and what makes him different, he's explosive, bro. Most explosive player I know. When he get that ball, he can legit jump cut in a phone booth, bro. At the same time, gonna make you feel something as well. You might have thought that he was tackled or whatever, but he'll just spring out for another 30. He doesn't have like true elite speed. He got enough to get up out of there, and he can catch the ball out the backfield and make something shake. He's gonna be a special cat, bro. I can't wait to see him go from year 1 to year 2. I'm sold already. I'm sold that he's gonna be something.
So that's Raheem Mostert. All right, again, a guy that was in the locker room, a guy that was his teammate, giving him high praise. And so the question is, chat, let me know. What's your take on that? One thing I will say is that's great to see a teammate have that much confidence, right? But again, to me, I always I go back to the game film. So he could very well just be talking about the potential of Jeanty, right? You do see moments where, like the Houston game, where he kind of takes off in the Chicago game. But I go back to the game film, and there were opportunities for him to be able to kind of show that and make those moves in the phone booth. And I just didn't see it. So maybe he's seeing stuff at practice that we're not seeing on game film. But Severe, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, the Soul Train. That sounds slave auctionist, Coach Jamba. Sounds real slave auctionist. I'm not getting on any Soul Train at all. The question, I mean, as you said before, I put a lot more weight into what Mostert says than what LT says, just because Mostert was there. He was in the building. He was in practices. He was in the film room. He watched them firsthand. Also got to take a little bit of grain of salt. I'm pretty sure at being the vet in that room, I think the only vet in that room at the time. Yeah, only vet. I'm sure he built like a close relationship with Ashton. So I'm sure he wants him to do well. He sees potential in him, and he wants that potential to be realized. So I expect him to say nice things, but he was very effusive in his praise, and he went as far as to say he's the most explosive player he knows. And I believe Mostert was on the team with A-Chain. So I guess my question would be like, what does he define explosiveness as? Because he said Ashton Jeanty doesn't have elite speed, like Devon A-Chain does. But he also said, he's a guy that's going to jump cut in the phone booth, but he's gonna make you feel it at the same time. Like, so is he making you miss in the phone booth, or is he like? So he's saying a lot of stuff that contradicts other stuff that he says. So I'll just be You know, like I just have my question would be like, okay, so what do you mean by that? He'll jump cut in the phone booth. Okay, then he's making guys miss in close range. But he's gonna make you feel it. Like, well, then he's not making guys. He's like maybe just breaking the tackle or the close. That's what Ashton Jeanty does really well. He's very good at, you know, shifting his body weight and moving his body so where he doesn't absorb full contact, where he can maintain contact balance. He's very good at taking contact and being able to keep stride. Like, I think that's his best trait that I've seen for the most part. But like I said, I just have questions about some of the stuff that he said. But as I said before, I put a lot more weight into what Mostert was saying than I do into what LT was saying.
I agree. And again, we all, just as a reminder, guys, we're all talking about this as a rookie. So he can learn, he can get better. You know, one of the things that I had, one of my biggest concerns with Ashton Jeanty coming into the league, especially getting picked number 6 overall, or even just a first-round running back, is how well is he going to adapt to the speed? You're going from the Mountain West, where how many Mountain West players are starters in the National Football League? You know, I'm sure there's not a whole lot across the National Football League.
Yeah.
But you're going from seeing that type of speed in the Mountain West to going to the National Football League. That is a massive culture shock. So how well can he adapt to it? And based on the game film, he didn't adapt well. You can tell that it's almost like it's a little bit of a shock on how quickly these guys are actually getting to him. There's game film where the hole's there and he's just a half a second slow getting there and it closes. The thing that he needs to basically adapt to and adjust to is how quickly those holes close in the NFL. And I think I know he struggled with it last year. So the hope is that he can adapt well to it. He can adjust to it. The problem with, and I'm just being dead honest, the problem with expecting runners to be able to adapt to that in the NFL, and you don't have that natural vision or instinct in between the tackles, is you don't have a lot of padded practices. You don't have a lot of full speed practices in the NFL to get a true look at and feel for what it's like in the NFL. And so if you don't have that natural instinct, or you don't have just the ability to be able to see it right when it's there and hit it, and just have that innate ability to be able to find it, likelihood that you're going to be able to get it is kind of slim, because I think they have 15 padded practices in training camp, and you only have about 14 in the season. And so you're going to have to learn during the game, basically. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. We'll see just how quickly he can adapt.
Yeah. And nothing I was thinking about, because, you know, they're in the Big 12 now, but the conference that LT was in before the Big 12, or what TCU was in before the Big 12, they were in the Mountain West. So maybe see some you know, it's a little Mountain West love for Ashton. I mean, and Ashton has said himself that, like, he wasn't the speed is what got him. Like, he was not used to the speed of the game, and that's what, like, was really the biggest surprise, because this guy is much bigger than him that are as fast as he is, and that are chasing him down now. So, like, it's a completely different animal, and that's not always something you can adjust to, you know, when you're in the heat of it. You hope that you can, especially when you're your top 1% athlete in the world. You would hope that he'd be able to make those adjustments, but you know, not everybody can. We see some of the guys that were bust at the running back position that were drafted early. You know, everybody, obviously Trent Richardson is the obvious one, but you know, there's been a bunch of them. Tim Biakabatu, like, there's been a bunch of them. Cedric Benson, as I said before. There's been so many. There's countless guys that had the physical talent. They just weren't able to adjust to the NFL game. So, like I said, I hope that's not Jeanty, because we invested a first-round pick in him. I'm tired of first-round picks being bust or being just so-so players. We need, like, high-level impact players, especially out of premium picks. It's part of the reason why I didn't want to draft a running back at the position, because, you know, like, there's, like, you can get close to top-tier production later in the draft at that position. But now that he's here, hopefully he kind of realizes, you know, all the praise that everybody's heaping on him since before he ever touched foot on the NFL football field.
Yeah, I'm with you. What up, Anthony? Ken in the building. What's happening, man? Good seeing you back. We got. I'm just man. I never know how to pronounce it. I'm just going Bell. I see 2 1s.
Bell, I think it's Bell. Yeah.
I'm going Bell. Rebel. I got one last thing to say. Just as it relates to Jeanty, and it's just a concern that I had prior to us even drafting him. And the reason why I steer clear of running backs in the first round, anyways. But there's a whole other reason for that. But I'm not getting into that. If you go back and watch Boise, his running style is he absorbed contact. He let defenders hit him because he knew they would bounce off 90% of the time. And that's not going to happen in the NFL. And so I don't think that he allowed his body or instincts to be able to adapt to the speed to avoid the contact, to be quick enough, because he's not a quick running back. Even though Mostert just said, he can mess with guys in the phone booth, he's not the quickest running back. He's not. And so his running style basically allows contact to get to him, absorb contact. And when you're not adjusting to the speed of the NFL well, that just means you're going to get hit 2, 3, 4 more times than you would have at Boise State, because you're just not making the proper cuts, or you don't have the speed or instinct to get to open space quick enough. And so I hope that he can adjust to it. Again, he's a rookie. He can still learn. He's got time. I just hope that he can get through that.
I mean, like, I compare it to, I've made this comparison before, but if anybody who's a fan of The Simpsons, when a Homer was a boxer, he's like the Southern dandy, and he's playing, like, fighting these tomato cans, and he would basically just take punishment and just get beat on until these guys get tired, and then he just knock them out, right? Basically, they'd be able to push him over. But once he fought like a real fighter in Drederick Tatum, like that strategy isn't going to work. These guys aren't going to get tired of hitting you. Like Quay Walker he on our team, but Tremaine Edmonds ain't about to get tired of hitting you. Like these dudes. What's my man that's from Missouri that plays for the Chiefs? Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton ain't about to get tired of hitting you, right? Like these dudes, Derwin James ain't gonna get tired of hitting you. Like they're just gonna keep hitting you. As long as you keep getting the ball, they're gonna keep hitting you. So it's not these guys don't got a counting class on Monday. They get a day off if they win, and they go into the training room on Monday. So they'll be able to recover. So it's going to a little bit. He has to change his mindset, because the mindset in the NFL is different.
Yeah, right after this, we're going to get to the start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em, have a little bit of fun, and then we're going to talk about the ESPN coaches and executives came out with their top 10 at each position. Right now, they've released both the edge rushers, running backs, and cornerbacks. We'll kind of go over that a little bit. We'll do a start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em right before that, and then we have another little game segment to have a little bit of fun with. But Ralby, you're saying, what do the Raiders need to have as a team, total rushing yards, to be competitive in the AFC West? I have my take on this. Severe, what's your thoughts? What do we need to be as a team to be competitive in the AFC West?
As a team, we need close to 2,000, because especially since we don't have a running quarterback, and so don't have anybody that's going to get yards at the quarterback position. Yeah, we need to be like around the 2,000, like somewhere between 19, 2,100. I mean, I'm expecting something like 1250 from Jeanty, hopefully like 750 from Mike Washington, Laube or Hemby to pitch in, maybe 100 or 2 in spot duties. So something like that.
When we talk specifically about rushing, I mean, in my opinion, yeah, like you'd like to be in upwards of like that, maybe 1,600, 1,700 combined area on the ground. But I've said it for as long as I've been on YouTube. You have to build the trenches. The only way that we're going to be able to get to those type of yards is if you have a solid offensive line. And that's why I do like the Linderbaum pickup, without question. A lot of people say, "Oh, we overpaid." Well, if I'm going to overpay for a position group, I'm overpaying for the offensive line, because everything can come together. I'm not saying it always works, but everything can come together if the offensive line is on point.
Yeah,
and
we pay for KO. That turned out just fine.
Yeah, 100%. So and that's, I think, where it starts. And I've been beating the drum again, for as long as I've been on this YouTube thing, that we have to build this offensive line, and we failed to do so. Hopefully we've addressed it enough this year, and let's hope that the pieces come together. But I think we all can agree, and I've been pissed over the last couple of years being on this YouTube thing, that we just have not addressed it right. And so hopefully not only do we build the offensive line and find success, we open up running lanes for the running back, we keep the quarterback upright, because a lot of these quarterbacks in the league, they're smart guys. You can get a Kirk Cousins, and he can find success behind a good offensive line as long as you keep him upright and give him time. But you also got to build the trenches on the other side as well. You got to be able to get off the quarterback. You got to be able to put pressure on the quarterback and be able to shut the other team's run game down with your front four. You have to. Allow the linebackers to fly sideline to sideline. Allow them to not have to press the line of scrimmage so quickly so they can get back into their passing coverage, right? Allow them to be comfortable with that. If you look at the Eagles, what was that, 2 years ago against Patrick Mahomes? They ran a simple 4-3 defense. That front four just got after the quarterback. They knew that they could put pressure on Patrick Mahomes with their front four, which allowed their secondary linebackers fly and run free.
Same way the Bucs beat them.
Exactly. 100%. So, again, around that 1,700, maybe 1,800 rushing yards, but it all starts with that offensive line. We got to build it. We got to make it right. We got to have a little bit of fun. So, okay. Let's do this. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's do a start and bench from cutting. All right, let me go ahead and do this. Oh, we got to say what's up to this guy right here. Big John in the building. What's happening, man? Good seeing you in the building.
Coach Clint Kubiak still hasn't coached his first game yet as a Raider, Big John. There's still hope. There's still hope for you, Big John.
Clint Kubiak is going to start 8-0, and it's still going to be unacceptable for Big John. But shout to him. He's going to stay consistent. I love it. All right, let's do this. I should be able to put it up there. Yeah, we good. Oh, why is it not working? That one. Okay, all right, here we go. Yeah, see? He's staying consistent. All right. No, John, but stick around. You need to play along. Big dog, you better stick around. God damn it. Because we don't have Jeff in here to cheat. All right, guys, start and bet your cut. We're going to have a little bit of fun. And then we're going to talk about the ESPN rankings. If you guys haven't been here before, in the offseason, we try to break things up. We'll have another game we'll play after the probably in between the rankings. You got to start and bet them, cut them. 3 players will pop up. There will be a letter in front of each player, and you just put it in the order. Who you would start, who you'd bench, who you'd cut. Is it A, B, C, CBA, BAC? If you're going to cab it, the whole 9, just let me know who you'd put as a starter, who you'd bench, who you'd cut in that order. And I think I did it right this time. So 2 are going to pop up. We'll have a little bit of fun. You guys can guess who the 3rd player is going to be. So we're going to start off. Let's see how it works. We got Chris Carter. We got Michael Irvin. Chris Carter, Michael Irvin. All right. These 2. Now, chat, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. Let me know who you think the 3rd receiver might be. We're going receivers. Okay, let me know. Remember, these guys got to be somewhat in the same realm of these 2 players. You got Chris Carter. You got Michael Irvin. Who do you think it might be? Isaiah, you already in. You think it's going to be Tim Brown? Pretty good guess. We'll see. You got Tim Brown. Severe, any thoughts on who that 3rd person might be?
I'm between 2 guys, because if you're talking about like their game, I was leaning Isaac Bruce, but tier of player, I'm thinking Andre Reed.
Okay, Big John will put Randy Moss up in there. Same with Rebel. Now remember, guys, this is
I think Randy Moss was questioned out.
This is everybody at the top of their game, not injured year or the downhill of their career. Top of their game.
At the top of his game, Sterling Sharp was better than both of these guys. Sterling Sharp was crazy.
Venomous got Hines Ward throwing it out there.
I'm not mad at Hines Ward. Yeah,
all right, here we go. This is gonna be it.
Oh, okay. I'm not mad at that.
Chad Johnson. Yo, Anthony, you've thrown that 100 run for out there. I like your style. All right, Chad. Start him, bench him, cut him. Who would you put? Start him, bench him, cut him. You got Chris Carter. You got Chad Ochocinco, and you got Michael Irvin. What order would you put it in?
Okay. I think I got mine. Got mine. The bench is a little tough. The bench is tough, but I got mine.
Because when you look at, like, again, if you just kind of go off of stats or whatever, right? You look at Chad Johnson. What's crazy about Chad Johnson is just, like, he went through so many years with just shit quarterback.
Yeah. Like John Kitna.
Yeah, right. Chris Carter didn't have the best quarterback play back in his day either. But obviously you got Michael Irvin that now, he was basically just rocking with Troy Aikman. So they had basically the decade team for however long. So you got Rel, but you're going with BAC. All right, so you're starting Ochocinco, you're benching Chris Carter, and you are cutting Michael Irvin. I was curious to see how people are going to put Michael Irvin in this one. Big job. Your ACB, Isaiah, your cabinet, CAB. Now you're okay. So we gotta cut Michael Irvin. Isaiah, you're starting Michael Irvin. All right.
Venomous just says Carter.
That's
what it is.
All right, Severe, where are you going with this one?
I'm going CBA. I'm going CBA, man.
Okay.
A lot of people want to give. First of all, I don't think I'm not a person that thinks highly of Troy Aikman, to be honest with you. So I'm not that high on Troy Aikman. I know he's Hall of Fame, Super Bowl winner, but I've never been that high on Troy Aikman. And Michael Irvin was a playmaker. Michael Irvin was the playmaker. He's a dog. Big moments in big games. Catch over the middle, take the big hits. Like, he was as tough as nails. He'll go, after a cocaine bench, he'll go out there and put up 150 and 2 tuds on you. So I gotta go ahead. And he's part of, he's a part of that U. He was balling at the U, so he was, he's a dog. Chad had a little bit of a different route to the NFL, more circuitous route. He was out here. Chad went to was it Elko or Santa Monica? I believe it was Santa Monica College. He went to Santa Monica College. Or was it Elko? Dang. He went to JUCO out here. I want to say it's either Santa Monica or Elko. I can't remember. Him and somebody else were on that same JUCO team. Two future NFL players. I can't remember. Then obviously he went to Oregon State. And played big, and then got to the NFL and was basically almost an instant star. He had some of the worst quarterback, probably the worst quarterback play of anybody on this list, but you look at Chad Johnson's feet, his ability to run routes. Is like I've never seen nobody with feet like him in the NFL. It was just crazy. It was just insane. Still to this day, you see him like do some of these footwork drills. As somebody that played the position and knows how difficult some of these drills are, the way he does them with ease, with the bottom half of his body detached from the top half, just the fluidity of it is crazy. And Chris Carter, man, I love Chris Carter. He's a guy that he had a rough time too. I want to say he was selected in the supplemental draft, because I think something happened at Ohio State, so he ended up going in the supplemental draft.
Yeah, actually, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yep. And he was with the Eagles. He was on the team. He want to say he was there with Buddy Ryan, and Buddy Ryan, that came out later. I think Buddy Ryan cut him, but Buddy Ryan cut him because he knew Chris Carter, he was messing up. He was falling back into his old habits, and he knew if he didn't intervene, then and just let it slide, it was going to keep on just snowballing, and it was going to end up cutting his career short. So he had a discussion with him. He ended up cutting him. Obviously, he caught him with the Vikings. He was able to play with Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper. It was some of the best hands you'll ever see in the history of the league. Some of the craziest one-handed catches you'll ever see. But I don't know. To me, he just never as a solo, as a number one guy, I just never felt that Chris Carter was the guy. Like I feel he's just a really good player, great hands, great vet, but I just never felt like, oh man, like we got to watch out for Chris. We got a game plan for Chris Carter today. Like I never felt it was that situation.
Because if I remember correctly, and anybody correct me if I'm wrong, because I watched Chris Carter, but not religiously. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't like pay attention. But I guess my thing is like Chris Carter was never really the fastest guy.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like it wasn't necessarily that he was a guy that he was sure-handed, never dropped the ball, but he was never a guy that was just going to torch you constantly. Good route runner, great route runner, right? And more of just a technician than a guy that's just going to separate from you. And so it's like, I don't know if he just struck fear in people's eyes, but you just knew he was going to be consistent as all hell. Like you had to account for where he was. But yeah, his catch radius was just too crazy because he could one-hand in anything that was in the stadium. So, but with that being said, I'm going to go the more emotional route. To be honest with you, I'm going BAC because I can't stand the goddamn Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys. I'm going the emotional route. Michael Irvin was a dog for sure. I mean, run any route. He'd run inside, outside. He'd take you deep all day long. I mean, he was, he's in the Hall of Fame for a reason. But, I'll take the consistency of Chris Carter. That's what I would do. So I'm going Ocho Cinco. I'm starting him. I'm putting Carter on the bench, and Michael Irvin, get your cocaine ass out of here. No,
I hate the Cowboys too, though. So that's why I'm not mad at that at all.
So I'm just saying that's just an emotional one for me. So, Ricky, Bears in the building. What's going on, man? Yeah, hey, he never.
I wonder. I don't know if they have those measurements on record. I wonder. Like his hand size, he had to have some crazy because the one-handed catches with ease, like not even bringing it in. I'm just out snagging it out here, like falling down in one hand, making contact with the ground, the ball ain't moving. Like he had to have some crazy mitts on him.
He did. Maybe you see that there's that one clip where he was kind of explaining to D-Hop how he exercises his thumb and like bends it all the way back.
No.
The fact that he could take his thumb and just bend it all, like damn near all the way down because he would just stretch it. Like that's what he did back in the day, all day long. Yeah, it's wild. It's crazy. What up, Ben? What's going on, big dog? What's happening, man? Appreciate you popping up in here. Isaiah saying, ain't no way Ocho better than either man. Hey, to each their own. Yeah. Make your own team, Isaiah. God damn it. Cool. All right, let's go back to the big screen. We're going to do another game in just a little bit. Again, just something we do to kind of break things up a little bit. So appreciate everybody participating with that and having a little bit of fun. Let's pick up the ESPN executive coaches top 10 rankings and honorable mentions. So this is basically something that ESPN does quite a bit every year. And so it's the coaches, executives, they go through and they kind of pick their top 10 at each position group. Right now, they have they've talked about running backs, they talked about cornerbacks and edge rushers. They have not released anything else, I believe. I haven't seen it. I think this is the latest. And so let's take a look. Let's see if you agree or disagree. Obviously, we got two players that could potentially be on this list, whether it be running back and edge. So we're gonna go cornerbacks first.
Yeah, one player could potentially be on the list.
We'll see just kind of how those lists work out. Let's look at cornerbacks first. Again, chat, let me know if you agree or disagree with this list. And so, again, it's executives, it's coaches all coming together to kind of make this list. So if you guys see cornerbacks, number one, Patrick Surtain. They got Surtain as the overall consensus number one corner. So, chat, let me know, do you think Pat Surtain is the number one corner in the National Football League? Let me know, Severe. What's your thoughts, man? Do you think Surtain's kind of deserving of this number one?
He's deserving of it. He's not my number one. He's not the person I would put at number one. I'm pretty sure that the person that I would have at number one is probably number two. And he's generally number two on the list. But yeah, I have I take no issue with, if you say PS2 is the number one corner in the league, I won't fight you on it. Like I said, personally, he's not my number one corner. He's my number two. So I would flip flop the top two on the list, but he's deserving of getting that praise, and he's former depoy. So I mean, definitely deserving of that praise.
Yeah, you got Surtain at number one. I'm with you. I think Surtain, because his name, with them putting his name there, I don't disagree with it, because he's still, without question, one of the top corners in the National Football League. You could easily put him in top three without question, and then you can kind of rotate depending on how you feel. You got number two, Derek Stingley Jr. I'm just going to show number three real quick, just so we kind of see the top three. But number three, you got Christian Gonzalez at top at number three. Venomous, you got he is one, but Stingley will have something to say. Isaiah Stingley, then Gonzalez, then Surtain. Big John, Surtain number five. Now you got him number five. I think that's a little steep, but hey, to each their own. I'm with you. You rate the way you want to. I'm with you. But Christian Gonzalez number three, Stingley number two, Surtain at number one. Guys, let me know if you agree with that top three. Severe. Look, I like Stingley a lot. I think I can kind of interchange Stingley and Patrick Surtain a little bit. I'm not mad at the list. I'm not mad really at the top three. I don't know if I put Christian Gonzalez at top three yet. I would kind of mess with Gonzalez maybe around that 5 range. But Severe, what's your thoughts on Stingley at 2? I think he probably is your number one.
Yeah, Stingley's my number one. Just pure athleticism, like technique. I think he has everything. He's dealt with injuries. He's dealt with a lot of nagging injuries. I want to say ever since LSU. So that's kind of what's holding him from being the number one guy. But he's a lockdown guy, and I would definitely put him at my number one.
Yeah. Isaiah, you got Mitchell.
I would put Mitchell over Gonzalez, to be honest with you, but that's me.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily be mad at that. Severe, you're definitely high on Quinyon Mitchell that year. I haven't done a lot of just research on him since being at the Eagles. So I know he's good, don't get me wrong. I just don't know where I'd put him, to be honest with you. DJ, what's going on, man? Stingley gives up more TDs than 1 and 3. I don't know what his numbers are, to be honest with you. Rebel, is Eric Stokes on this list? I don't know if I can scroll down far enough. We'll just keep it that way. Deuces, Kamari Lassiter might get into the top 10. We'll see. We will definitely see. So I don't mind Stingley at 2. Again, for me, I think number 1 and number 2 are kind of interchangeable. I would not put Gonzalez at 3. Again, I probably have more around that 5 range. Yeah. Let's go 4. Devin Witherspoon at 4. I'm gonna take a look at the next 2, just kind of see what they have. You got Trent McDuffie at 5 now at the Rams, and then you got Quinyon Mitchell at number 6. So let me go back up to 3. These type of lists actually frustrate me, to be honest with you, because you got Christian Gonzalez, which I wanted over Tyree Wilson, goddammit. Then you got Devin Witherspoon, which I wanted, but he got chose
snagged in front of us,
for us. And you just kind of take a look at this list and go, the players that could have been. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I put Devin Witherspoon at 4. I'd probably bring him down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Quinyon Mitchell, where would you put your boy Quinyon Mitchell?
I would probably, so 1 and 2 are locked in. I would probably, Trent McDuffie might be, personally, I might either Trent McDuffie or Quinyon at 3, to be honest with you, because of longevity. How long? I think they've both been doing it better for longer. Obviously, Witherspoon and Gonzalez were the same draft class. Witherspoon didn't start out that great when he came out. And he was my number 1 corner that year. I was high on him that year. That was the Terrion Arnold year. I hated Terrion Arnold. My corners that year were Devin Witherspoon, Nate Wiggins, then it was Christian Gonzalez. No. Nate Wiggins was this past year. I forgot who my second corner was that year. But yeah, I would put Quinyon or Trent 3, and I would probably slide Witherspoon at 4, then Gonzalez 5. So I would keep Witherspoon at 4. I'm not mad at that. But there are more accomplished guys who've been like doing it longer, like Denzel Ward. I wouldn't be mad if they put Denzel Ward over a guy like Witherspoon. Trying to think of some other guys. Jalen Johnson's another guy. He's been good for a long time. I wouldn't mind if they put him over some of these guys that haven't been doing it for quite as long. So, but I mean, Witherspoon at 4, I'm not mad at. Christian Gonzalez at 3 that's too rich for me.
Yeah, for me, that's and I like Christian Gonzalez. Again, it was Devin Witherspoon, my QB, my CB1 that year, and then it was Christian Gonzalez. So but I don't. Him at 3, I did think it's a little questionable. What up, Raider Paul? What's going on, man?
Yeah. Oh, that was the Emmanuel Forbes year. That was what it was. It was the that was the year everybody was falling in love with Emmanuel Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes got taken by the Commanders ahead of Christian Gonzalez. And I told everybody Emmanuel Forbes was going to get bust. I told everybody it was DeMarcus Van Dyke. Nobody listened. And it's been a tremendous bust. And I'm sure the Commanders are kicking themselves.
Yeah. Show Deuces. Who's he's from South Carolina.
J.C. Horn?
J.C. Horn. Yeah.
J.C. Horn is nice too. J.C. Horn is nice too. But to me, I don't know. J.C. Horn, he just seems like real rigid, like kind of stiff. Like I know he's not a fluid player to me. That's what separates, because Pat Surtain is not the craziest athlete, but he's not like in terms of his speed, he's not crazy fast, but he, obviously he's athletic, and his just ability to just mirror wide receivers and just stay in their hip pocket, it's next level. So like he's different.
And what I wasn't necessarily, I'm not saying that I was high on J.C. Horn at all, but when I watched J.C. Horn's tape, you can tell what helped him make up for just that stiffness a little bit, because he had really good instincts on the ball. And so, again, not saying that I was high on J.C. Horn. I just knew that when I watched this game film, that's definitely something that helped him, I think, with his stock, was just his instincts when he was in college was actually really good. So Quinyon Mitchell gets number 6. Denzel Ward hits number 7. And we'll go to 8. And then you got J.C. Horn. So you got some of these guys. Definitely some young players definitely getting on this top 10 list. I'm not necessarily mad at it with those 3 guys. Again, to go back, you got Quinyon Mitchell at 6, Denzel Ward at 7, J.C. Horn at 8. Chad, let me know how you think. Do you think those guys line up fairly well in that ranking? Severe, what's your thoughts?
Personally, I will probably have. It'd be tough. I might have. I for sure got Jalen Johnson over J.C. Horn. I didn't watch a lot of what Jalen Johnson did last year, but from years prior, I would have him over J.C. Horn. So if this is based strictly on last year, maybe it's justifiable. I'll probably have Kamari Lassiter over J.C. Horn based on last year. It's close. Close. I'm not mad they giving J.C. Horn the edge, but Kamari Lassiter is cold, and it's tough because Georgia corners ain't been putting on recently. Like Eric Stokes was kind of thought of to be a bust. DeAndre Baker was a tremendous bust. There's another corner from there that was a bust too. So like those guys ain't been. What's the guy's name? They want to say it starts with an R. I forget his name, but.
You talk about the guy that was I think it was he 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I want to say, yeah.
I know who you're talking about. I think he had dreads.
Yeah, I can't remember, but
like on his name.
They have been playing well recently. So he's been the only one holding it down for the Georgia corners, and he's just a dog in my opinion. So like he deserves to be top 10. He's not going to make it because they got Derek Stingley up there, so I doubt they put two Texans up there. But I wouldn't be mad if they fit them in right around this area.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not mad at the list so far. So let's go to the next ones. Got Sauce Gardner at number 9, and we'll look at number 10 real quick. You got Cooper DeJean.
Oh, they got 2 Eagles on there.
God, the cornerback room. So Cooper DeJean, did he fully move to corner last year, or did he still play a hybrid safety?
He's playing the same role that we want Traydon Stooks to play, where he's that nickel safety kind of hybrid player, almost kind of like a Jalen Petrie. What's the kid in New York that does the same thing from Bama? Brian what? Got hurt. Damn.
Was it the Giants, or are you talking about the kid from the Lions?
From the Giants, he got hurt. Or is it the Lions? Maybe it was the Lions. Maybe it's Lions.
Yeah, the Lions picked up that
Brian Branch. Yeah, Brian Branch.
Yeah. So okay, I mean, so I guess
he's not a true corner in my opinion. If he was a true, he only plays inside. So, but he's kind of that hybrid role, like you said. He's a hybrid safety nickel. Like he's that guy. And if we talking about people that play that position, Jalen Petrie way better than him at that.
Yeah. Well, so you got DJ saying, how'd Sauce fall off so hard? I think Sauce, when he got traded over to the Colts, just something happened where he just wasn't producing as well. I don't know why. Not sure if because, I mean, he's going from the Jets, where the Jets, they were a highly touted defense when he was over there, because they also had a decent little pass rush, so maybe going to the Colts, that pass rush just wasn't as deep than it was with the Jets, and that hurt him. So Sauce Gardner drops a little bit. Again, I think he just didn't produce as well as the Colts would have liked him to, especially given the fact that didn't they give up like 2 first-rounders?
2.
That's wild. That's crazy. So, but then, Cooper DeJean, I didn't watch Cooper DeJean a lot, but I just don't see how he makes this top 10 list.
I don't think he's top 10. I mean, I like him. I think, look, he's a very important player on that defense. So he's a really good player. He's a really good player. Not taking nothing away from him, but I just don't think he's a top 10 corner. Like I said, I would put Kamari Lasher over him. I would put Jalen Johnson over him. I'll put Cooper DeJean over Sauce, though, especially based off last year. I'll put Cooper DeJean over Sauce just for off impact alone. But like at that position, I think Jalen Petrie is better than. Like, I got 3 Texans over Cooper DeJean. But he's like, he's a good player. He's playing that nickel with a safety role. He's playing it really well. He gives that defense a lot of flexibility. I don't hate it, but I think there are corners that are better than him.
Well, they do an honorable mention. So if you come down here, honorable mentions, you got Kamari Lassiter, which I feel like, based on some of the names we saw in here, I think he could have squeaked his way onto this top 10 list. Joey Porter Jr., I think he's off the top 10.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
Top 10, but honorable mention is good.
AJ Terrell's an interesting one. I don't think he makes the top 10, but I do think that it's a guy that you can consider. But then, Samir, you mentioned Jalen Johnson. So do you think – and chat, let me know. Between the Kamari Lassiter, Joey Porter, AJ Terrell's, Jalen Johnson, do you think one of these names should have been on the top 10 list? Let me know in the comments. Samir, do you think Jalen Johnson and Kamari Lassiter maybe should have made this list?
I think they should have made the list. I didn't really watch AJ Terrell much last year. Like 3 years ago, AJ Terrell was probably my number 1 corner in the league. But just before Patrick Surtain really established himself as Patrick Surtain, like 3 years ago. 3 years ago. But so he was probably my number 1 corner that year. But since then, he's been kind of inconsistent. I think he's had some injuries too. Now he has his brother over there, so we'll see how that goes. He got his brother across from him. Maybe that'll light a little fire on him under him. But I would say Kamari Lassiter and Jalen Johnson both should be in the top 10. And I'm taking out DeJean for sure. And I'm probably dropping down some guys. I'm taking out DeJean for sure. Probably taking out Sauce too, to be honest with you. Taking out Sauce and DeJean.
I think Sauce and DeJean might be the guys. I mean, J.C. Horn is a guy that could drop. I don't know if he drops out of the top 10, but if you want to make room.
Yeah, I think he could drop down.
I think Sauce probably can drop just outside of the top 10. Maybe he's 11, and Cooper DeJean, you're 12. Yeah. Kamari Lassiter and Jalen Johnson. Yeah. A couple guys that did receive votes: DJ Turner, Marlon Humphrey, Alontae Taylor, Dron Bland, Khalid McKinstry, Travis Hunter. That's crazy. Travis Hunter got some votes. I was kidding.
All right.
I
I like Alante. Alante's nice.
Yeah. Byron Murphy. God. Diamador Lenore, and Reek Woolen.
Oh yeah. The Amandre Lenore. That's the kid from the 49ers. That's the one that Ashton Jeanty ran over in preseason. He's not a tackler. Funny, DJ Turner. I want to say DJ Turner was a late round pick because he's out of Michigan. I want to say he was like a 4th, 5th round pick. Marlon Humphrey being up there. Marlon Humphrey, he did not deserve any votes. Marlon Humphrey was getting toasted last year. The past 2 years, people was mad at Marlon Humphrey. He was saying he needed to get off his podcast. He was getting cooked. Alante Taylor, I like Alante Taylor. Deron Bland, he put up all those interceptions the year prior. I don't remember him doing much of anything.
Cowboys, right?
Yeah, that's for the Cowboys. Yeah. Kool-Aid McKinstry, that's another guy. He's from Bama. I had him over Terry Arnold coming out the draft. You know, that was the draft it was. So it was Quinyon, Nate. Those are my top 2. And then that's the draft with Ennis Rakestraw. I think I had Rakestraw up there, Kool-Aid McKinstry up there, and all those people above Terry Arnold. Because Terry Arnold, I said from the beginning, Terry Arnold was a bum. Now he's a kidnapping bum, so me in jail.
Space Beast. Someone went out there for some. That's you, big dog. Appreciate you popping up in here. Rick, you got 2 quick questions. You're saying, are we getting a veteran receiver or are we trading Max Crosby rumors? I can answer it real quick. Severe, I'll let you answer it. I think Max Crosby trade rumors are going to happen now until forever. Unless Max Crosby comes up with like a 17 sack season. Like if he goes crazy, I think it might stop and we hang on to him, but I think it's going to keep going. I don't know if we bring in a veteran receiver. I think we're going to stick with what we got and try to develop the guys that we brought into this into the building, because we got a lot of young guys, and because of the offense that Clint Kubiak likes to run, I think we're going to have more tight ends on this roster than normal, which doesn't leave a lot of room for additional receivers. So I think at the end of the day, I don't see us bringing in a veteran. So that's just my opinion. Severe, what's your thoughts on that? Max trade rumors is going to continue. Do we bring a veteran receiver?
Yeah, max trade rumors are going to continue. They're going to continue. And unless somebody from the Raiders organization comes out and shuts the trade rumors down, then they'll still continue because that's just going to fuel the speculation even more. So, you know, like it's going to continue. I already said once Myles Garrett was traded, I figured it might, you know, start a little bit of an arms race, start generating a little bit more interest in Max Crosby, especially now that he's like a little bit further away from that knee procedure. Teams might start to feel a little bit more comfortable about where he is in terms of his health. So I expect the rumors to carry on until past the trade deadline. And then once the offseason starts, they'll pick right back up. In terms of veteran receiver, I can see us doing it. I mean, we currently have 2 receivers on our team that have gone for over 700 yards in the season. And those guys are Trey Tucker, who just did it last year. And the other guy is Philip Dorsett. Yes, Philip Dorsett, who was out of the league last year, maybe the last 2 years, is back on the Raiders. So he is the only veteran presence we really have in that wide receiver room. That is disgusting. So I wouldn't be surprised if around cut day we start sniffing around some of these other NFL rosters to see, or if a situation where a guy is going to get cut, we throw a conditional 7th at a team in order to just, hey, get him over here and not have to fight with anybody in free agency, or if it's a younger guy, wait for him to have to clear waivers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're looking at Jalen Naylor as the veteran, you know what I'm saying? Because he's basically on the second contract. So I don't know if they're considering him the veteran, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I do think a lot of it has to do with just the development of the young guys that are in the building. We'll see how it plays out. Isaiah Lassiter is definitely underrated. DJ St. Charles gives up too many completions. Not sure if it's scheme or him. You're also saying Turner was picked 60th overall in 2023.
I remember I come out of Michigan. I remember that's the one we had our own DJ Turner. We had DJ Turner on the team. I remember that DJ Turner. Yeah, he was a dog. That's another guy. Who's the other corner they had? That's a slot. Is it Mike something? He was a dog too. He's a slot corner out of Michigan. Mike Senesreal.
Oh yeah,
He a dog. Yeah. I knew we had Nate Hobbs at the time, so I knew we wasn't gonna take him. He was a dog too.
Yeah. I didn't know if you were gonna say Jacob Parrish, but we're gonna go on. And we're gonna say Jeff in the building. What's going on, man? Yes, we can finally start the show, but you missed the highlight of the show, Jeff.
Yeah,
Pitcher Cut'em has come and gone. You're gonna have to wait till next Wednesday. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Jeff, man. Hey, you guys go over to Jeff's channel as well. And I saw Jason up in here. Jason Downs. Definitely go hit up Jason's channel as well. And yes, 17 sacks, 100%. That is crazy talk, and that's why I don't think the trade talks are going to stop anytime soon. So yes. So okay, that's the cornerbacks. I'm going to go back up a little bit, and then we're going to take a look at the edge rushers, and then we'll play one more game and have a little bit of fun, and then we'll talk about running backs, so we can all talk. Or the chat can talk shit to us again. So we're going to go edge rushers. Here we go. Again, this is the executives, the coaches. They pick their top 10, some honorable mentions. And so let me know what your thoughts are on the list, if you agree or disagree. So we're going to go edge rushers at the top of the list. I don't think we all can disagree. You got Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
At the top of the list. I think that's justifiably so. Last year's ranking was 1. His lowest ever ranking was 1.
How long have they been doing it? Like 3 years? Something like that?
Something like that. And so I think we're good. 1.
The lowest ranking ever 1.
So next up, Micah Parsons.
I don't like this one.
Yeah, I think that's highly debatable. So I'm going to go to the next one, and we'll see how we look with the next one, because the next one's Will Anderson.
Yes, he should be number 2.
So, Chad, let me know. Do you think Micah Parsons is up there a little too high at number 2? And do you think Will Anderson should be number 3? I'm going to go to the next 2, and then we'll kind of just get an idea of just what the next couple picks look or rankings look like. Now you got Max at number 4. So I don't see Max at number 4.
I don't either, but I'm not mad at because what he does when he's engaged in the run game, what he does against the run, I could see what people like, okay.
But let's go to the next couple, and we'll just see, can you move this top 5 or 6 list around a little bit? Because then you got Aiden Hutchinson out of the Lions.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got Danielle Hunter.
Oh, Danielle Hunter. Oh, man, Danielle Hunter's so cold, man. Danielle Hunter's so cold. I'm like,
and I think, in my opinion, I feel like there's 2 guys that are probably some of the more underrated guys because they play on some good defenses. I think that they're just not looked at as often. Danielle Hunter is one of them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's a bad man. And so I'd actually put Danielle Hunter in front of Aiden Hutchinson, and I'd put Danielle Hunter in front of Max Crosby.
I probably would too, to be honest with you. To be honest with you.
You know, Jason, you got Will Anderson at 2. Jeff, you got Max at 8 at best. But TJ Watt at 4. TJ Watt, we're going to see where he's not even at 6 yet. Big John, Max should be number 1. Number 1. All right, hey, all that dog. I just like the positivity, Big John.
Yeah.
Drinking
Kool-Aid. Oh. Yeah, Jason. I agree, Jason Downs. He should be up there, bro. Danielle Hunter, he don't gonna get the love because Will Anderson is such a monster. But Danielle Hunter he's probably top 15 in sacks all time at this point. Like double digits damn near every year.
So I'd put Danielle Hunter at probably at 4. Aiden Hutchinson, I'm struggling with because when he's on the field, he gets after, but then he got hurt. So it was really hard to figure out, like, where does he really land on this list, to be honest? Chat, let me know. Do you think 5 is justifiable for Aiden Hutchinson? Severe, what's your thoughts on Hutchinson? Do you think 5 is right?
I'd put him behind Hunter. But I would put him behind Max too. So yeah, I'll put it. So I would slide Hunter up. I would slide both of them down. I think he deserves to be behind Max. But yeah, he should not be in front of Hunter.
Yeah, Jace, you're saying Hunter might push Parsons as next year. The beefed up interior. Rick, you're saying Hutchins is too high. Isaiah, healthy Hutchins is better than Max Crosby in my opinion.
I'm not mad at that. I'm
with you. I just think.
Oh, Show Deuce. That's another one.
So I was about to say that's the other guy that I feel is so underrated.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he's at on this list. I haven't looked at it. So you got Aiden Hutchinson. I think Aiden Hutchinson is a guy that you can kind of play around with on this list, depending on what other names pop up. Micah Parsons at 2, I don't like it.
No, he shouldn't be in top 5 right now.
Yeah. She got Danielle Hunter at 6, TJ Watt at 7.
Yeah, that's another one. We get to him. Yeah, that's Nick Bosa. Oh, I thought you were talking about. I thought that was the other Nick.
So this is where it's tough. Is a healthy Nick Bosa could be top
42. He's a D42,
so like, because Nick Bosa is just when he's healthy,
he's a monster.
He's unstoppable. He's a beast.
Yeah.
So because obviously with the injury history and he's just not able to really stay healthy consistently throughout the year, I don't know if I'd move him around too much. Let's look at then you got Brian Burns at 9.
Yeah. Man.
I could move him to where Aiden Hutchinson is, to be honest with you.
Man, yeah. Yeah. Easily.
And then let's see who's 10. Then
Nick Benito, that's another guy, man. It's tough because he hasn't done it. He hasn't done it long enough, so he just has that one. But this past year, Nick Benito is a monster, man. Nick Benito, he's a monster.
And Isaiah, I think this is who you're talking about, is Nick Benito.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, Nick Benito, man. Nick Benito. Because when we said Nick Bosa, I thought it was gonna be Nick Benito. You said Nick, I was like, okay, there he is, but it was Nick Bosa.
So I guess last year,
Nick Bosa is tough, man. Nick Bosa is tough.
And that's like Nick Bosa again, healthy. He could be up there.
Yeah.
Around 3.
He's for sure top 5. I mean, you probably. I mean, if you want to put him at 3, like he's won Defensive Player of the Year. Like I wouldn't be mad at that. But like you said, just always hurt.
Always hurt. Whatever else, Tom. So okay, let's be real with this list. I think Micah Parsons, you gotta bump down.
Yeah, you gotta bump way down.
TJ Watt's a hard one right now because obviously I think he got hurt last year a little bit, so it worked. It messed with his production. Right now, it's Myles Garrett at 1 without question. I'd almost say, okay, let's go Will Anderson 2.
Yeah, those are the 2 locks. Those are locks for me. Everywhere else, I'm open, but those 1 and 2 are locks for me.
I'm looking at this going, I'd almost want to see Danielle Hunter at 3.
I wouldn't be mad at that, to be honest with you. I would not be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I think there might be would you put Micah Parsons at 4? Or
I don't want to punt it because he didn't do anything last year, so it's kind of hard. It's been a while, but if he's healthy, I'm not mad at him at 4. Healthy Mike Parsons 4. If he's healthy, 4.
Micah Parsons at 4 if he's healthy.
Yeah. Then I'd probably go Watt right after that.
Watt, and then you got to go. Is it Aiden Hutchinson? Or is it, I'd almost go Brian Burns.
Yeah, see Brian Burns. Yeah, see that's the thing, especially like they felt so good. Brian Burns was such a dominant impact player. They traded Dexter Lawrence. Like they felt okay trading Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah. So, because based on this list, and then you can maybe go Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
So right now, Rick, you're saying Mike is at 5 or 6. I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that either. I'm saying like it starts to get fluid. Like it's fluid. Like after 1 and 2, it's a lock for me. Everything else, I'm open for discussion. It's open for discussion.
Let's do this because we've named off names, and that puts Max at best at 6.
Yeah,
which I'm not mad at that.
that's about where he should be.
Now, I think you can definitely move this list around, but I do like the names that are on this list. Let's go to the honorable mentions. You got Nick Benito. You got Jared Verse, which again, great trade by the Browns, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You get a young talent like that. Isaiah, you're kind of throwing it out there. You got Garrett Anderson, Parsons, pre-injury. Crosby, Nick Benito, Hutchins, Watt, Hunter. Okay.
I'm not mad at that. I think Hunter too low, but I'm not mad at that.
AJ and the Bill, what's going on? You said Max at 4, Mike at 5, Watt at 6, Burns at 7, then Hutchins at 8.
You got 3, AJ. Is he?
Yeah, I just don't see Max in top 5. But
Yeah, I don't either. But
now you got Jared Verse, honorable mention, Trey Hendrickson. AJ, I think Verse deserves to be on the top 10. Hard place to find.
yeah, that's the thing. It's tough. Who you taking out? Who you taking out?
Trey Hendrickson, honorable mention. That's okay. You know, he's pure pass rusher, but doesn't help too much in the run game. Josh Hines Allen, I think that's a good honorable mention.
Yeah, I think it's a good one.
Guys that got votes: Trevon Walker, Jalen Phillips. Man, if Jalen Phillips stays healthy, man, he's pretty bad, man, off the edge.
He's a bad man too.
Montez Sweat,
Yeah.
Latu.
Once Latu starts putting it together, he gonna be a problem.
He's over there with the Colts, right?
Yeah.
Nick Herbig and Alex Highsmith.
Highsmith, the other Steeler. Nick Herbig. Who's Nick Herbig with?
I don't know, Chad. Who's Nick Herbig with? I'm not sure.
That's his mom had a vote or something. Like he can,
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna put my baby.
What up, Chewy? What's going on, big dog? Good seeing you in the building, man. Okay, Pittsburgh. Okay.
Oh damn. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's the guy that filled in. Yeah. Okay. Nick Herbig he's nice. He's nice. Okay. Yeah. That's the dude that filled in. No, he's nice. Damn, they got 3 they got 3 guys on there.
They do. That's pretty nasty. That's pretty nasty front. So again, I think when we look at the top 10 of edge rushers, we'll go through it one last time. I don't think we disagree with the names on here. You could just kind of interchange it outside of the top 2. So again, we got Myles Garrett 1, Micah Parsons 2. Again, but I think we all agree Will Anderson should be at that number 2 spot.
Yeah.
But they got Will Anderson at 3, Max Crosby at 4. Everybody but Big John agrees or disagrees. 5, Aiden Hutchinson. 6, Daniil Hunter. 7, TJ Watt. 8, Nick Bosa. 9, Brian Burns. And 10, Nick Benito. Not bad. Decent list. Again, you can interchange it a little bit. But, okay. Next, we're going to do the running backs. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of fun again, play a little bit of game, break things up a little bit in the offseason. Let me go ahead and set it up. But while I do that, if you guys can, do me a big favor. Double tap the screen, hit the like button, hit the sub button. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. You got the Severe Raider on this side. And one guy that will bless us with his presence very soon, we promise, Chris, Next Show Podcast. After this, definitely go over and check him out. So I'm going to set this up. Do us a big favor, double tap that screen.
Chris is holding a big man camp. You know, offensive line camp or defensive line. He's always for the guys, for the kids. So, you know, he didn't want us to talk about it, but that's what he's doing right now, man. You know, teaching the next generation. God damn it.
Yeah, Jeff. Hey, yeah, you sit this one out on cheaters in the chat, Jeff. Okay, it's a good thing you can't cheat on this one. So, okay, this one we did a start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em. This is just a new one. This is just versus. That's all it is. So 2 players are gonna pop up, and you just pick which one you like. There's no right or wrong answer. You just let me know who you choose between the 2, but you got to pick one. All right, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's get into it. All right. 295 days to go to what?
Next draft, probably. That's what I'm assuming. That seems about right, right? 60 to 70 days. Yeah, it's the next draft. Is that what that is?
After we get done with this, we're going to look at the top running back list and have some fun with that. And the chat could yell at us some more. So, yeah, all you got to do is choose one. Let's have a bit of fun. Here we go. Next one.
Oh.
Marvin Harrison or our guy, Isaac Bruce. Bruce.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned earlier. Yeah, they know he's going to come back around.
So, which one? Chad, who are you going to choose? If you could pick, remember, all these are at the top of their game, at the top of their play. If you could have one on your team, which one are you picking? All right. You got Isaac Bruce or Marvin Harrison. Isaiah, he wants Marvin Harrison. Deuce, you want Bruce. Big John, I'm surprised you didn't just throw Max Crosby's name out there. But you're going. Isaac Bruce. I like your style. All right. Severe, which one you going? Actually, I'll go first this time. I think I'm going. I think I'm going Isaac Bruce. I think I got to take Isaac Bruce.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I got to go Marv, man. I got to go Marvin Harrison. Like him and I think him and Peyton, I think they still might hold the record for like the most completions between the quarterback and the wide receiver, I want to say. Marvin Harrison, he was a bad man. He was a bad man. I know he had some tough playoffs, because the Patriots had his number, and I think Bill Belichick talked about it, where he would tell his cornerbacks, like Ty Law and them, he'd say, be extra physical, like beat these guys up, because they're not going to call pass interference on every play. So he would just rough these guys up. But Isaac Bruce is cool too. I know I'm obviously I got family. The Rams started in LA, so I know people that are Rams fans, and they can't speak highly enough about Isaac Bruce. But there's an argument to be made. Torrey Holt was better than Isaac Bruce.
I know. People do talk about it. They put his name up there. So, all right, let's go next one. Here it is. Let's see. Wes Walker or Julian Edelman? At top of their game, guy that you want on your squad. Obviously, Julian Edelman, he's got special teams. He can contribute to special teams. He obviously can throw the football if you need him to. You hear the story about him basically going against what Josh McDaniels wanted to do. So, but which one do you want? Who do you want on your squad in any capacity, Wes Welker or Julian Edelman? AJ, you got you got Julian Edelman. DJ, you got Wes Welker. Big John, you're going Wes Welker. Isaiah, see you're cheating. You gotta give me a damn name. Isaiah. DJ, there's no dealing with help.
I remember Wes Welker that season before he went to the Patriots. He had a small. He cooked up with the Dolphins, and that's what prompted the Patriots to trade for Wes and deploy him like they did. Man, for it's tough, man. Because Wes Welker, Julian, I think you can do a little bit more with him because he's a little bit of a bigger body. And then the story he talks about Randy Moss calling them Edel nuts. If y'all haven't seen that, man, you talk about Randy Moss, he's just dog Edelman, like dog. I don't know if it was like out of fun or out of respect or what it was, but he was just dogging him. But I'm going West, man. I'm going Wes Welker. That was the original, the OG. I remember him just destroying people in the slide. Pause if necessary.
And you want to talk about a career. I mean, you got Wes Welker. Yeah, after the Dolphins, right? He goes from getting thrown to by Tom Brady and then getting thrown to by Peyton Manning. So it's like, that's one hell of a career to have those type of quarterbacks throwing to you. So, all right, next up. Donovan McNabb or Dante Culpepper? Chat, which one you taking? Donovan McNabb or Dante Culpepper? I'll be honest. When I was putting this one together, I still could not figure out. I'm literally like getting their images up there. I'm putting the little illustrations together. I'm sitting there going, part of me wants to go Donovan McNabb. Like, that's who I would go with. Even though I could not stand. I thought Donovan McNabb like struggled with accuracy at times, which I wasn't a fan of, but I think he was just more mobile than Dante Culpepper, which helped. So if I could go with one, I think I might go Donovan McNabb. That's just me. Isaiah, you got McNabb.
Big John said nobody. Big John tried and Pete Carroll. He tried. Max gonna play option quarterback. Max gonna run away.
That's
all. Wildcat with Max Crosby.
Ricky, you going McNabb? Let's see. Show deuces. All right, you got McNabb as well. All right, Sabir, which one are you going with?
This was pretty easy for me, man. It's McNabb by a mile.
Okay.
McNabb, he had a tough go of things early on. Remember the Eagles drafted him. I want to say maybe it was a draft in Philly. He got drafted out of Syracuse. He was an option quarterback. They booed him when he got drafted. And then all he did was produce basically his entire career. And he produced with nobody. Like, the best receiver he had for a long time was Freddie Mitchell and Todd Pinkston and James Thrash. Who are these people? These are the most generic receivers you've ever heard in your life. The second he got T.O., to go to the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Dante Culpepper is throwing to Chris Carter and Randy Moss. It's not hard to look good. And he had Robert Smith in the backfield. Now, obviously, McNabb, he had Brian Risbrook, and I think he had Deuce Staley too. So he had some good running backs. But, like, it was a wealth of weapons over there with the Vikings, man. So, and he had Larry Fitzgerald was the water boy. Like, he even had a future Hall of Fame player passing out water. It ain't close.
Passing out Hall of Fame water. That's what he had in his back pocket. No, the only thing I could think of is, like, if you took away, like, yes, he had Chris Carter, but you take away Randy Moss, then would Dante Culpepper look as good as consistently?
And they had a solid tight end too, right? Didn't they have like I can't remember who their tight end was. I want to say they had a pretty good tight end.
So again, I'd go McNabb. It sounds like you'd go McNabb. I think the majority of people are going to go McNabb. There are some Culpeppers in there. But again, this is all at the top of their game. So, all right, again, no right or wrong answers. Have a little bit of fun. I think this is the one that I think is kind of interesting. I'm curious to see what people are going to say about this one. Le'Veon Bell or Arian Foster? Le'Veon Bell or Arian Foster? Chat, let me know what your thoughts are on this one. Two very different but somewhat similar running styles. Obviously, Le'Veon Bell was very patient at the line of scrimmage, but both of them, they just ran very fluid. Arian Foster was probably one of the most fluid runners I think I've ever seen. He just flowed. And so I'm curious what everybody has to say on this one, but Big John's going with Le'Veon Bell. Isaiah Bell, show deuces. You want Le'Veon Bell? Quirk, Le'Veon Bell. All right, Severe, what's your thoughts on this one? Who are you taking?
Man, this is a tough one, man. The chat found it easy, man. It's not easy. I don't know if y'all didn't watch Arian Foster. He was undrafted, I think, out of Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think Le'Veon was third round pick out of Michigan State, second or third round pick, I want to say. But Arian Foster, he wasn't super fast. He wasn't super shit, but he just, I don't know, just his movement, his ability to just find a lane and just find open grass, and then he's quicker than you think he is. And so he would make things happen. He spent a lot of time hurt, but Le'Veon, like if you look up patient runner in the football dictionary, it's a picture of Le'Veon Bell. It's a picture. I've seen Le'Veon Bell literally walk to the line of scrimmage, find a lane, and then break a big run. Like literally, like walk. 2 steps, walk, and then find a lane, and then it's just he just does something. Like I think people try to do that now. And first of all, I mean, he had a good offensive line, but there's an art to it, and he just had mastered that art. And if he didn't sit out in that holdout, I think we'd be talking about him as one of the best running backs of this generation. Obviously, he sat out for a year, and he subsequently goes to the Jets, and just never recaptures that magic. But I got to go Le'Veon.
I go Le'Veon. All right, DJ, you're saying Foster give the Raiders problems. Bell didn't. I'm taking Foster. What up, Sacktown? What's going on, man? I think I'm taking Arian Foster.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not mad at that, man. Foster was a dog.
I just preferred his running style. I mean, yeah, that patience at the line of scrimmage was just the craziest thing I think I've ever seen. Because I would get so frustrated because me being mainly a defensive player, right, especially a linebacker growing up, it's like I just did not understand how linebackers just did not take his head off at the line of scrimmage. It just didn't make any sense. And that's what made it that much more probably just frustrating for defenders. Because he was patient and could because he had the vision to see where the hole would open up. It's like linebackers had to be patient to the line of scrimmage to see where he was going to commit. So it probably just made it frustrating. But I just liked Arian Foster's running style. I mean, he was just so damn fluid. And because he was fluid, I think that defenders underestimated his speed.
Yes.
Like, they took bad angles because he didn't look fast. He didn't look like he was moving fast. But, damn it, he's going to get you. So, I'm going to take.
Yeah. Foster was a coach. Well, was Steve Slayton there at the same time as Foster, or was that before Foster?
Shit, I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah, Steve Slayton was. I remember he was like pure. He was pure speed. He was out of West Virginia. I want to say he went to West Virginia. I think he was. Was he there? He might have been there when Geno was there. He might have been there with Geno. Maybe it was a little bit before. Maybe a little bit before. But I want to say he was in West Virginia. But yeah, Steve Slayton was a monster.
Yeah. What up, Lecky? What's going on, man? Appreciate you popping up in here. Absolutely. Okay. All right. I believe this is the last one. If I remember correctly. I believe this is the last one. This one's a little tricky. All right. So you just have to pick the combination. Who would you go with? Again, everybody at the top of their game. Who would you go with? Pick the combination. Drew Brees throwing to Randy Moss or Peyton Manning throwing to Julio Jones? Pick your combination. Which one would you go with? Let's see. I don't even know what that is, Jeff. My God.
Red Grange.
I don't know. You're
somebody famous. I can't think of who he is at the top of my head. Red Grange. Hey, who is he? Red Grange. Dang. This name sounds familiar. I don't know.
We got people coming in. Rosetown, you got Breeze to Randy. You got Peyton to Julio. Not even close. Big John, Manning to Julio. Sacktown, Breeze to Moss. Deuces got Breeze to Moss. Isaiah, Manning to Julio because of the arm strength. I like this. This is going back and forth. Okay. Breeze even get it down to hey. Breeze got the arm. Don't you worry about it. Jeff, you got Breeze to Moss. Okay, let's see. G-Fam, easy. Breeze to Moss because Julio isn't a Hall of Famer. Okay, let's see. DJ, Manning would get Julio killed with hospital balls. Give me Breeze. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna lie. This one was a tough one for me when I was putting it together. Shit. I think I might be going if it's at the top of their game. I might be going Manning and Julio Jones. Because Julio Jones was just a freak of a football player and athlete. Just
man,
like,
look, tell him. I mean,
there's nothing he could do. Yes, Randy Moss is going to beat you deep and he's going to mosh you, right, all day long. But at the end of the day, if if you have a Hall of Fame quarterback throwing you the football and you're throwing to a receiver that could literally do anything on the football field, I think I might take that combination. I'm going to go Manning and Julio. I think the Breeze and Moss combination could be deadly as all hell. But Julio at the top of his game with Peyton Manning at the top of his game,
yeah,
you're talking like screen passes to go deep. Like you could throw anything to Julio Jones, and you're going yard possibly. So
yeah.
that's what I'm going. I'm going Manning and Julio. Severe, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, if you flipped it, where it's like Breeze and Julio, it'd be a little bit tougher. But Breeze, Randy Moss outrunning his arm at like 3 seconds. Randy Moss got to throw up the he throw up the hand when he opened. He got to throw up the hand like 15 yards deep because you get too deep, Breeze ain't gonna hit you. He can be airmailing.
He's way into that. He'll get it. God damn it.
Yeah, but look, but in terms of just physical gifts and traits at the wide receiver position, Julio Jones and Calvin Johnson are the most physically gifted receivers I've ever seen in my life. Like, there is literally nothing on a football field they cannot do, but they do it all at 6'5", 230 with the feet of a guy that's 5'11", 195. Like, if you built a wide receiver in a laboratory, you would build Julio Jones, and then you would give him something to keep his ligaments and bones healthy. Like, that's what you would do. Yeah. Because he's literally nothing he cannot do at the wide receiver position. He single-handedly beat the undefeated Carolina Panthers, who went to the Super Bowl that year and lost to the Broncos, ironically. Right. He beat them by himself. Like, he beat them by himself. So, like, he's just a physical freak. Obviously, Peyton Manning, the sheriff, he's going to be out there dealing. If you taking Broncos Peyton, he probably got about the same amount of arm as Breeze. But Julio can work all areas of the field. So that's where the divergence comes. Where, Randy, he's not necessarily one trick pony, but his best trick is the deep ball.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I think Severe, I think you're going Manning, Julio. I'm going Manning, Julio. Let's see, Ricky, you're saying if Peyton is at his peak, get this man out of that Broncos jersey. Hey, I'm just copying and pasting these images, all right? You guys, don't you judge me. It's still at the top of their game. I mean, he at least won a Super Bowl when he was a Bronco, okay? I'm just throwing that out there. DJ Severe, that's exactly why Manning would get him killed through up the middle with too much confidence.
Hey, look, if Marvin Harrison can survive, and what's my other guy, Reggie Wayne? These two are the slimmest receivers you've ever seen, and Brandon Stokely.
Yeah, Brandon Stokely killed a couple times.
He had but after Ricky Pro, it was Brandon Stokely. It was the coldest white boy you've ever seen in your life playing wide receiver. Ricky Pro, Brandon Stokely.
Oh man, that's good stuff. All right, so hey, we'll do that segment more every Wednesday during the off season, kind of break things up. Hope you guys have a little bit of fun with it. So do me a favor, double tap that screen, hit the like button. We appreciate y'all. Hit that sub button if you want to get included in the chat. Let's go to the hot topic. We already kind of talked a little bit about running backs, and so we'll see just how people like this topic. And so I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen again, guys. Just so you know, it's the executives, it's the coaches that are making basically their top 10 based on the performance of last season. So the 2025 performance, we just went over the cornerbacks, we went over the edge rushers. Now, let's take a look at the running backs and just kind of how they're ranked. See if you agree or disagree. So first, at the top of the list, we got our boy Bijan Robinson. I don't disagree. I think Bijan Robinson is probably the best running back in the National Football League. I don't disagree with it. So chat, let me know if you agree or disagree. Let's go to running back number 2. We got Jahmyr Gibbs at number 2. Not mad at him at number 2. I'm not mad at it. Let's put it that way. Let's look at 3 and 4. Just see if we can maybe switch some things around if we want to. You got Saquon at number 3. And you got Christian McCaffrey at number 4. So let me know, guys, between 1, 2, 3, and 4, would you move those guys around a little bit? We got Jack in the building. What's going on, man? And you got Sacktown saying if it's ESPN, I disagree. Isaiah saying CMC is not top 5 anymore. I don't know. If you look at the body of work, I think it's going to be difficult to. You can make an argument that he's not top 5, but so Severe, what's your thoughts? Bijan, I think we all can agree he's number 1. Jahmyr Gibbs at number 2 with Saquon and Christian McCaffrey behind him. Do you think Jahmyr Gibbs should be at number 2? What's your thoughts?
No, he shouldn't be. It's a guy who's probably going to be much further down. Well, I will Bijan number 1. He didn't have the best year last year, but I would still put Saquon number 2. But there's 2 guys that run for 1,600 yards, basically. Like, where are they at, right? I mean, I know King Henry had the fumble issues last year, but he ran for 1,595. If you look at all the running backs in the NFL last year, runs over 20 yards, he had 17. The next nearest person had 13, and that was Devon Achane, who that's an afternoon meal for Derrick Henry, right? Like, you look comparative their size. Like, so Derrick Henry's doing all this at like 250, 260 possibly. So, like, yeah, I think he led the league in first downs too. First down runs. Like, he should be up there. And James Cook, man, James Cook carried, Josh. I know people want to give Josh Allen love. Give him all the love you want. James Cook was carrying that Bills offense on his shoulders too. So he deserves some love too. I would not have Jahmyr up there. I would have both those guys probably over CMC. I looked at like a few days ago. I looked at the top players in the league that had the top amount of carries, right? Of all the guys in the top 17, so 1 through 17, all of those guys average 4 yards or more per carry. Of the top people, and this is just looking at attempts, not looking at anything else. It's an attempts 1 through 17. Only 2 guys in the top 10 did not average 4 yards per carry. And I think only like 5 were at around 4. Like everybody else is like 4.5, 4.4, 5.9 in Devon Achane, 5.0 in Travion. Well, Travion wasn't top 25, but the 2 top guys that didn't average more than 4 yards per carry were Christian McCaffrey and Ashton Jeanty. All those other guys were 4 yards or more per carry. So, I mean, it's, he got a lot of usage. He didn't really get a lot out of it this year as he has in years past. And even Saquon in a down year, was better average than Christian McCaffrey.
Real quick, Ricky Beers is saying Gibbs doesn't have to worry about Dave Montgomery taking touches this year. Algier isn't taken from Bijan. Should be big numbers coming from those. Yeah, I don't know who the backup is over at Atlanta anymore. I don't know who they got.
They got somebody. Who they get? Damn.
I can't.
They got somebody else though. They got somebody else that was solid. I can't remember who it was.
I like Jahmyr Gibbs, but Jahmyr Gibbs is to me he just feels like the just prototypical kind of like you're a home run hitter or you're not. Like, you have the potential for the big play, but sometimes that big play just doesn't happen. And so I do think that there's guys that probably should be in front of him, and I just think that they are taking into consideration the big play factor with Jahmyr Gibbs. But if you're gonna just basically determine the big play factor, then I don't know how you don't have Jonathan Taylor. I know at the tail end of the season, but that was after Daniel Jones got hurt.
Yeah,
that's when that offense, when all the other pieces kind of started to fall apart. That's when Jonathan Taylor started to kind of fall a little bit, and it kind of goes again. That goes to the point where running backs, you're kind of a product of your environment a lot of times. Like a Saquon with the Giants, and then all of a sudden he goes to the Eagles and he goes off. So I don't know if I'd have Jahmyr Gibbs at number 2. I think I would definitely drop him down a few spots at least.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't mind Saquon at 3. I still think Saquon is one of the best running backs in the league. I don't mind him at 3. And then you got Christian McCaffrey at 4. So, Severe, what's your thoughts on Saquon at 3? Do you think that's a good spot? Do you think you got to move him? Severe, what's your thoughts on Saquon at 3?
I'm not mad at Saquon. I mean, he was just offensive player of the year the year prior. Like, he just won. Like, he was in MVP conversation. I think that was Josh Allen won the year prior, right? Yeah, Josh Allen won the year prior. So it was Josh Allen this past year with Stafford. Yeah, but Saquon was in the conversation for MVP of the league. He won Offensive Player of the Year, 2,000 all-purpose yards, 2,000 rushing yards, more than 2,000 all-purpose yards. So I mean, 3 is a fine spot. I wouldn't mind if you put him at 2. I wouldn't mind it just because we've seen him do it. I just think he had a bad year, and you know the Eagles are kind of transitioning away from their previous blocking scheme. So like I think that was part of it too, because they didn't have Stoutland. So I think it's going to be some changes in Philly. I'm interested to see how we adjust, but I would put him I wouldn't mind if you put him at 2. I'm definitely okay with him at 3. I think we should move down Jameer and move down Christian McCaffrey though.
I mean, I agree. And Quirk is saying JT's the bell cow. He is, and then Gibbs even split carries. Now look at their numbers, then rank. And so, I know Jahmyr Gibbs split carries, and obviously it's going to be interesting to see just kind of what numbers he puts up now that Montgomery isn't there. I just don't look at Jahmyr Gibbs as an every down back. I feel like Jahmyr Gibbs is going to need a complimentary back. So we'll see. We'll see just kind of what his numbers look like. So I don't disagree with you, Quirk. If he ends up getting the bulk of carries, 80%, maybe his numbers are definitely going to go through the roof and just be better as the feature back. So I don't.
You know, he could wear down some more. Because David Montgomery was a good player, man. He was a good player.
He was. I think it was a great combo backfield between those two.
I agree, Jeff.
Yeah. So, and we'll definitely scroll on down. Saquon at 2 with that back hurdle. That was a nasty move. Man. Later on, Big John. Appreciate your pop.
Get some rest, brother. Go Max.
Go back. All right. So Christian McCaffrey at 4. I think a lot of us can agree that we can, at a minimum, I would at a minimum bump him down. I think that the 49ers, they've been so banged up. I mean, you look at, Mac Jones having to come in because Purdy gets hurt. Kittle gets hurt. They have basically no receivers over there except for Ricky Pearsall that's recovering from getting a gunshot to the chest. And, it's like I think a lot. And then you had I think that offensive line was banged up a little bit. So Christian McCaffrey, I think his numbers just aren't great, but I still think he's one of the best running backs in the National Football League. So because of all the issues the 49ers, and look at the defenses they go up against.
Yeah, true. And he was our only weapon too, basically.
Basically, I mean, I had him in fantasy last year, and I was crossing my fingers he wasn't going to get hurt every single time he touched the football. Yeah. So, off of pure production, yeah, I think you could knock him down because this is all based on his 2025 season. But I still think Chris McCaffrey, if he was on an offense that had any of the weapons, I think he'd be a damn good running back, or at least have that production like a top 5 running back. But I'd be okay with bumping him down because this is all based off their 2025 production. But if you bump him down, then you got Jonathan Taylor at 5. I think Jonathan Taylor moves up.
Yeah.
All can agree.
Yeah.
I think the most of the chat can agree as well.
Yeah. He was in MVP conversations like the first 5-6 weeks of the season.
I remember, I think it was there was a bet that I placed that Jonathan Taylor would have. I think it was a bet that he would have a single run of over 45 yards. Mm-hmm. And I bet it 3 weeks in a row and hit it every single time.
3 weeks in a row.
He just
one of those games was us probably.
Yeah. I mean, I think Jonathan Taylor, again, when Daniel Jones went down, stuff like that, I think that's when it definitely hurt him. So I could easily see Jonathan Taylor getting bumped up a few spots. Maybe he is top 3. Severe, where do you think Jonathan Taylor should be on this list?
So if I got Bijan, I probably got Bijan 1. I'll probably put in Saquon 2. Man, I'll probably put Henry 3. I'll put JT at 4.
At 4?
At 4. I'll probably put James Cook at 5, to be honest with you. And I'll probably put CMC at 6.
All right, yeah, Rose you're saying, yep, JT moves up. Yeah, Jack. Hey, Jack, anytime you want to bet, we'll have some fun. I'm with you. Shout out to you, big dog. Shout out to you. I'm going to go to the next 2, just kind of see who's landing, and we'll see how we kind of move it around. You got Derrick Henry at 6.
Criminally low.
God, Derrick Henry's still a bad man. He was ranked 2 last year. They put him at 6. Let's see. And then you got James Cook at 7.
Yeah, both those guys move up. I probably still put I gotta put Gibbs over Cook though. But it's hard though, man. I don't know. That's tough. James Cook is a beast.
I would put James over Jahmyr Gibbs just because of the body of work.
Yeah.
But it's like
That's
it's like James Cook 6 and Jahmyr Gibbs 7, maybe something like that. And then I think that pushes Derrick Henry up, and I think it's pushing Christian McCaffrey down. So if everybody on this list, now you kind of push Christian McCaffrey to possibly 8.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So, Sabir, would you agree with that, Chad? Do you agree with maybe Christian McCaffrey gets pushed down to 8?
And that's tough because I don't think he's that low. But man, man. Hey, that's tough.
Because
that's tough.
I still think that I don't know, man. Christian McCaffrey, he was in such a shitty situation going against damn good defenses almost every single week.
Yeah.
That it's put him.
Yeah, that's what's tough. Yeah. That's what's tough because it's like you say Christian McCaffrey and it doesn't feel like he should be that low, but then it's like you start rattling off the names. It's like, can I put him in front of that guy? Can I? So it starts getting tough. Because Derrick Henry, in a down year, right? People they dropped Derrick Henry from 2 to 6 after he put up 1,595 yards, 17 rushes over 20 yards. And I think averaged 5 point something, 5.2 yards a carry, something like that. Something ridiculous.
So I guess this is really hard for me to push McCaffrey so far down because it basically says McCaffrey posted his 3rd career season with at least 2,000 scrimmage yards.
Yeah, see, that's
on a team that literally had no other weapons.
Yeah.
An injured offensive line.
Yeah.
And going against the Seattle defense twice a year. The Rams defense twice a year.
Yeah. We got the Cardinals twice, so you could have patted a little stats lower that game.
But still,
yeah, that's true. That's true. And he's like you said, he's the only weapon. Literally the only weapon. Well, the Kittle was there, but but
Kittle was there until I believe it was, I want to say
he got hurt in the playoffs.
Maybe week 11 where he broke his ankle.
Well, he broke his ankle, but then he came back for the playoffs and he ruptured his Achilles in the playoff game.
Yeah, that's right. But outside that, literally, you're playing with nothing, and you're playing with Mac Jones.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So, people are respecting Mac Jones' arm, so you're crowding the line of scrimmage, and this is what Christian McCaffrey was able to do. I remember because again, I had Christian McCaffrey on fantasy. I remember watching games, going, "Holy shit, that is the 7th time in a row you've given the ball to Christian McCaffrey."
Yeah. The runner pass.
Yeah, it didn't matter. So that's why I push Christian McCaffrey all the way down to 8.
Yeah, that's tough. But yeah, I say slide him at least 5 or 6. At least 5 or 6. I got to slide him at least 5 or 6.
I think so.
I don't know who I got to move around to get him there, but I got to put him 5 or 6.
Because I think it just keeps pushing Jahmyr Gibbs. So,
probably. Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs. So Jahmyr Gibbs is special too. And so you think about Jahmyr Gibbs had Dan Campbell calling plays.
Yeah, that's true.
Dan Campbell was the play caller, right?
True. Okay, so I guess like Derrick Henry is still trying to figure out exactly where he goes. But then at 8, I'm going to go 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
Devon A-Chain. God, that's tough. Devon A-Chain, Kenneth Walker, and then Breece Hall.
Kenneth Walker shouldn't be top 10. I'm going to say that. But Kenneth Walker should not be top 10. He's getting love for what he did in the playoffs. He had an amazing playoff. But during the regular season, he wasn't that great.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think Kenneth Walker is getting a lot of love just because of what he did in the playoffs, obviously what he did in the Super Bowl. But when you're splitting the backfield that much with a Charbonnet and stuff like that, I don't know if you're necessarily getting just automatically slotted in the top 10.
Yeah.
You got to have like a Jahmyr Gibbs. He's got the home run ability and he showcased it. So exactly. I think consider him definitely within the top 10. Kenneth Walker, I don't know if I think he's one guy that you could probably leave off this list.
Yeah, I'm taking. He's falling off for sure. He's off there for sure.
Chad, let me know.
I don't know who's gonna replace him, but he's not on my top 10.
Chad, let me know if you take Kenneth Walker off this list or you keep him on. Let me know again based off the names that we see, because I think Devon A-Chain is definitely on this list.
Yeah, for sure. 5.9 yards per carry last year.
Yeah.
Or 5.7. 5.7, 5. I think it's 5.9. 5.9 yards per carry. Either 5.7 or 5.9.
He's definitely on this list. I'm going to go to honorable mentions. I did not pay enough attention to Breece Hall this year to know whether or not he should be on this list. Now, that is a struggling offense up there, but I think Garrett Wilson did still put up numbers. So at least he's got a weapon over there. Kind of compliment. I just don't know how well Breece Hall actually did last year. I know he did well.
Yeah.
Was it well enough for top 10? I don't know. Steve, do you know, or chat? Let me know what your thoughts are.
Now, Breece Hall deserved to be there. I mean, think about that. They had a complete fire sale. They got rid of everybody. Yeah. They kept 2 people, Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. Like, that should tell you, like, they got rid of Sauce. They got rid of Quinnen Williams, who was, for my money, possibly the best interior defensive lineman in the league outside of Dexter. Him and Dexter are like the top 2. And they traded both of those guys, and they kept Breece. And he just paid Breece. Not only kept him, they kept him and paid him. So, yeah, I definitely think Breece Hall deserves to be up there.
So let's just go to honorable mentions really quick, and then we'll just see who we can maybe move around if someone deserves to be in this top 10, because now we've seen the list. So we got Josh Jacobs, honorable mention. I think that's fair. I don't think he's top 10.
Yeah. Kyron Williams, top 10.
Kyron Williams, top 10?
Top 10.
I had him in fantasy. I can agree to that, but I think he just squeaks in.
He's top 10. I'm taking K9 out. I'm putting him. Kyron Williams, even if he's at 10, you can put him at 10. He deserves to be up there. DeAndre Swift is an interesting one too. DeAndre Swift had a hell of a year too.
He did.
He's like 11, but he's like 11. DeAndre Swift, but Kyron Williams top 10.
I almost put Kyron Williams at 9 and then Breece Hall at 10.
I'm not mad at that.
I didn't watch Breece Hall a lot, to be honest with you, but I did watch Kyron Williams because I had him on fantasy as well, and that boy did work. I mean, let's do this. I actually think he would have had more production if McVay didn't take him out of the games at times. There was times where McVay literally just took him out and put Blake Corum in.
Yeah.
And Kyron Williams was almost on a roll.
Yeah.
And so
Kyron Williams put up like 1,500 yards the year prior to this year, I want to say. Like, he's been productive since, like, I think he's second team All-Pro like 2 years ago. I want to say something like that, or not this past year, but the year before that, or the year before that one. I can't remember. One of those years, I want to say he was second team All-Pro. Like, he's been doing his thing. Second or third team All-Pro.
Yeah, show deuces. Javonte Williams, man. Yeah, I liked him at North Carolina.
Javonte Williams, he played Man, fantastic for the Cowboys. That was a hell of a find by them.
I thought he was going to do better with the Broncos, but it just didn't work out for some reason. But then he found his life with the Cowboys.
And now the Broncos still trying to find a running back because I think they drafted somebody else outside of RJ Harvey, so they're still looking for somebody.
Yeah. So let's do this. Jeff, Javonte Williams right at the 9-10. Maybe had a great year, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
So if we move Kyron Williams into the top 10, then we're bumping Kenneth Walker, which I think is fair.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker got to go.
And then it's really just a mix of Devon. I think Devon A-Chain, he's not top 5.
Nah.
In my opinion. I don't think James Cook is top 5.
Yeah, but last year though, he put like 16, they like 1683 or something like that. Didn't he put I think 1,683 rushing yards?
He did
crazy, something ridiculous. On like 4.4 yards per carry, something like that.
He had 1,600 yards last season.
1,683, almost 1,700.
Jesus Christ. Dang, does he
But like body of work, I'm not mad at it. Body of work outside of top 5, I'm not mad at it. Because he's good. He's really good. He ain't been like top 5 good until last year. He's been really good, but not top 5 good till last year. So I'm okay taking him out. I'm okay leaving him out of top 5. I'm okay, like 6. 6 is I'm good with him at 6.
Because we're going Bijan. Okay, we're going Bijan at 1. Saquon 2.
Yeah, I'm going Saquon 2.
Jonathan Taylor 3.
I'm not mad. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor or Derek, but yeah, Jonathan Taylor. I'm fine with Jonathan Taylor at 3.
Okay, then Derrick Henry at 4.
Yep, and then CMC at 5. Or you could flip if you want to flip flop CMC and Derrick Henry. I'm not mad at that either.
I'm gonna go CMC at 5. Wait, Derrick Henry 4, CMC at 5, right?
Yeah.
James Cook at 6.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Jahmyr Gibbs or Devon A-Chain, I think.
I put Gibbs right there. And I wouldn't mind if you want to flop James Cook and Gibbs out there. They're both right by each other. So wherever one is, I'll put the other right there.
I think I'm putting James Cook in front of Jahmyr Gibbs only because James Cook, he was the featured back.
Yeah.
There wasn't much help over there. Consistently, at least. He got the bulk of it. And it remains to be seen. If Jahmyr Gibbs, if he gets the bulk of the carries, we'll see what he does with it. But he's got that home run hitting.
This is time to shine.
Then Devon A-Chain at 8.
Yeah.
Kyron at 9. Breece Hall at 10.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
That's not bad.
I'm not bad with that. And and I can be compelled to, if you want to take Breece Hall out and put Javonte Williams at 10, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I personally would have Breece Hall there, but I wouldn't be mad if somebody wanted to say, hey, based off what he did last year, Javonte Williams in the top 10. I wouldn't fight you for it.
I'm with you. Again, I didn't watch a whole lot of Breece Hall, but man, I liked Breece Hall out of Iowa. When he came out. I thought he was going to be a stud. He still is good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had the honorable mentions, which I think Josh Jacobs, that's fine. Kyron Williams, we moved him to 9. Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
Yeah.
Second rounder.
Yeah.
Not a first. And then players that did get votes: DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, Chase Brown. Ashton, got a vote. Vote. Travion Henderson, Travis Etienne, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Chat, let you yell at us for a quick minute. Do you think Ashton Jeanty should at least been an honorable mention? I'll tell you right now, Quinshon Judkins, he got that honorable mention. I think he earned it.
Yeah.
I mean, he had probably just as bad as an offensive line.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of weapons going on over there. Shador Sanders wasn't great. They didn't have the best receiver core over there. I mean, Harold Fannin Jr. was their best receiver
Yeah.
over there. And Quinshon Judkins had a late start to the offseason. Didn't play, I believe, the first 2 games, I think it was.
Something like that.
2 games.
Late start, yeah. But yeah, and he didn't start early in the year.
And had basically the same amount of rushing yards as Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah.
So I think an honorable mention is actually pretty good. But would I probably take off Quinshon and put Javonte Williams there? Probably.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Chase Brown, I think it's a vote just because he was nasty in the passing game.
He was. For a team that was struggled.
Struggled bad. And God damn it, Rose Town. Jeff, you're saying haul it over 1,000 yards on a shitty ass Jets team that's impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Put that in the context. The Jets are so bad that they traded for Geno Smith. That's just to think about that. Think about that for a second.
They brought Geno Smith home. That's what they
They
did.
brought Geno Smith in for an improvement. That saw what he did with us last year. Was like, hey, we'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, Ricky Beers, Chase Brown should be probably higher. He just isn't sexy enough. It wasn't that he killed you on the ground game, but yeah, him in the passing game was pretty nasty. Him and Joe Burrow, man, they had a connection in the passing.
Sure.
Jeff Judkins missed 6 games for suspension and almost had same yards. 6 games. I thought he only missed 2.
He missed 6. That's the case. That's even crazier.
Did he miss 6? There's no way.
Did he? You can probably click on his name right there.
You know what, Jeff? If I'm right, that means I get to just correct you this time. God damn it, Jeff. All right, here we go. Let's go game log. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, it was 3 games. So he was short 3 games.
Short 3 games. Okay. Still 3.
Short 3 games and still rushed for just the same amount with, again, not a great offense, not a great offensive line. So, I think Quinshon Judkins, I'm not mad at him getting an honorable mention, I guess.
Yeah, man.
So,
everybody wants Ashton to go up there next year. Know who's going to be up there next year, in my opinion? I think Judkins has a chance, but know who I think has the best chance to be up there next year? Omarion Hampton.
100%.
Omarion Hampton with Mike McDaniel as his offensive coordinator, with that offensive line back and healthy with Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater, and they just got a new center. Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, Omarion Hampton's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a problem.
I agree. I think, in my opinion, I thought Omarion Hampton, again, I don't pick running backs in the first round, but in my opinion, I thought Omarion Hampton was probably the only running back worth a first rounder last year.
Yeah.
And then obviously you and I, we liked Travion Henderson. Quinshon Judkins was in that conversation. I just was not a fan of Ashton Jeanty in the first round. I just really wasn't. But
Yeah, that's it. I'm not a running back period in the first round, man. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Jeff, Mike Washington, top 10. We'll see. Rebel, Judkins has a way better offensive coordinator and run game quarter and O-line coach. And O-line was still bad, though. O-line was still bad. Who was the OC over there last year?
I don't remember.
Because Stefanski wasn't calling plays. I don't know.
Maybe you're just talking about Stefanski. Maybe you're just talking about Stefanski. I don't think Stefanski wasn't calling plays. I think did he take over play calling duties at one point to try to keep his job? Maybe, but
I don't even know who the run game coordinator was. So, but
Yeah.
overall, that offensive line was not very good. So, but again, it's not saying that Quinshon Judkins was amazing, but he sat out 3 games and had a late start to the season because of all those allegations that were thrown his way. So, having the late start, short on games, stuff like that. I mean, he easily, if you just average out his games, he could have easily went for 1,100 plus yards. So, again, not to say that he deserves to be top 10 or what have you, but him at least getting an honorable mention, I think I'm okay with it. You could argue some like a Javonte Williams should have gotten the honorable mention. You could argue.
I'm not mad at that either. There was a certain running back that did finish second place in offensive rookie of the year voting. Just saying,
Who was that?
Travion.
Did he?
He finished behind. I want to say he finished. Oh no, he finished third. It was Tetaroa, then the Jackson, and it might have been fourth. It was Tetaroa, Jackson, then Shuck, and then him. I want to say Tetaroa, Jackson, Shuck, and him. I think that's the order.
And that would have been interesting. I don't know how well he would have done, but man, I'll tell you right now, if what's his face again, I wasn't high on him because of his running style, but because I didn't think he was going to last. But where he was drafted can justify it. But man, if Scatterbo didn't get hurt, that kid could have been in this conversation.
Yeah, Scat for sure. CTE Scat. Yeah.
Exactly. So DJ, yeah, people are sleeping hard on the Chargers and Mike McDaniel's offense. It's gonna be
Mike McDaniel gonna run the ball, man. That's what people think he's a pass. Mike McDaniel will run the ball. That's what he does. Tyrese. Oh, I think he came over. Did Tyrese come from the 49ers? But he got fired before the year was over, didn't he?
I don't even know who that is, to be honest with you. I don't know.
He got fired before the year was over because I think they got Ken Dorsey now, I think, right? Ken Dorsey? They got Ken Dorsey now. Because Ken Dorsey used to be with the Bills, right?
Yeah.
Ken Dorsey was with the Bills before they hired the young kid that's the head coach now. He got fired before the year is over.
Court got one game because it was against us. Whatever. Jeff Juice Staley was a running back coach.
He's a good running back coach.
He was. Goes down. Did we say Josh Jacobs honorable mention? Yes, he got an honorable mention up there. All right, let's see. I'll be honest. I didn't even think the Browns employed an offensive coordinator. It's brutal. It's brutal.
Didn't look like it.
So, all right, that's it. We kind of went through our Jeanty talk for quite a while. We picked up what LaDainian Tomlinson had to say about him, as well as former teammate Raheem Mostert. We did start a bench him, cut him. We did another versus game, but we also talked about basically some of the players that are getting picked top 10 based on their performance last year, and that's basically executives, coaches, all of them making those picks. Wanted just to kind of see what you guys' thoughts were on that and kind of get your talks or your takes on it. So we definitely appreciate everybody kind of participating, have a little bit of fun with us. But I understand the off season is slow, not a whole lot to talk about. As we kind of get closer to the preseason games, we're obviously going to start up on Sundays again, but also we're going to start doing a deeper dive on the roster. As we kind of get into training camp, let's talk about just kind of how the position groups are playing out, kind of project who our 53-man roster is going to be. We'll get more into deep dives in that conversation, but right now we're just kind of going through the rumors and things that kind of pop in. So we definitely appreciate you tapping in with us. We know it's slow, but hey, you guys rock with us. We appreciate it. But before we get out of here, man, Severe, let everybody know where they can find you, where you got popping throughout the week.
You guys know what it is, man. Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, True Social. Rocking out here, man. Wednesdays, man, with my guy 805, man. Like I said, while Chris is out, he's out doing missionary work in the community, spreading the word. So peace be with you, young Christopher. But he will return soon enough. And as we get closer to the season, we'll pick back up on Sundays as well. Bring you guys some more film sessions where we give you the real, not just the narrative. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, my guy, PharoahNFL, the 50-50 show. And we'll be bringing back Around the Shield here as the season approaches as well. So, man, just be on the lookout for your boy.
Yeah, man, 100%. Definitely after this, go hit up our guy Chris, Fix Show Podcast, give him some love. Pigs, man, my young guy had some serious flashes as a rookie. Yes, he did. Appreciate you popping in, big dog. But for me, I'm 805 Raider. Real talk, Raider Nation. I rock out in the Raider War Room Wednesdays. I might try to squeeze in the solo live here and there when I got the time. But again, during this off season, I'm dedicating almost all my damn time to the wife and kids so that I can dedicate all my time to you guys during the season. And so I got to make up that time so I can have some time. So Jeff is already calling out 62 days, Jeff. Hey, Jeff is going to be. Hey, let us know if you're going to be here for the home opener. Severe going to try to make it in. Jeff, just know Chris. He already let us know that he's flying in, so you'll be able to hang out with Chris. I know we all saw each other at the draft, but it's always good to link up and have a good time. 62 days, Jeff, man, it's going to be fun. So, again, guys, we appreciate y'all doing. Double tap the screen, hit that sub button, hit that like button if you can. It definitely helps us out. But we are going to be back on next Wednesday. I won't be here, so Severe is going to try to get Chris up the woodworks to maybe try to do a show for you guys. Yeah. It's one of my daughter's birthdays, so I'm not going to be rocking with you guys on Wednesday, but buckle up for that show because Chris and Severe will try to rock with you on that one.
And shout out to Pig's Pig, man. He does a show with Turf. I think it's is it Tuesdays? Tuesdays?
It's Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, yeah, man. So make sure you guys tap in with those guys, man. It's fun, you know. Turf gonna soundboard you to death, man. But he's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. Both of them know their football. They both know their football, man.
And Turf will always keep it real. That's what you'll get with Turf. He'll keep it real, keep it honest. Agree or disagree with them, he keeps it real. So, cool. Appreciate it, guys, man. Hey, have a great rest of your week. Rest of your Sunday. Have a great rest of your week. And I won't see you next week, but this guy, again, is trying to get Chris at the woodworks and give you guys a show on Wednesday. So appreciate y'all. Double tap the screen, hit the sub button, hit the like button. We'll see you on the next one. Appreciate you. We're out.